try this. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear us now? Okay. All right. We're back.
We are back and happy to have you with us tonight.
So literally right when our intro was starting, our camera went down, our web browser went down, our audio went down, and I had about 20 seconds to figure it out. So we're doing it.
That's all right. I'm having technical issues on my end as well.
Oh, no drops? Is that the issue?
It'll come. Just give it 1 second.
I believe. How's everybody doing tonight? Barry, welcome in. 200 scrimmage yards and 2 touchdowns for Derrick Henry. I will take it.
Look, people need a Henry day. I'm okay with that. I just need Josh Allen to have less than 55 points. So I'm hopeful. It wouldn't be impossible, but
Barry says, noobs, we do this professionally.
Hey.
I have A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry tonight, and I need him to combine, I think, for like 75 points. So we'll see.
I have no one of consequence playing. I do have Tyler Bass, the kicker, who's been good this year. Only one I'm playing against. I got a couple where A.J. Brown would have to get like 80 points.
Yeah.
And
how do you feel about that?
I feel like that's not going to happen.
I feel like that's a Derrick Henry face mask, but they did not call it. Let's see here. I need Josh to outscore Diggs by about 30 or so, says Banjo. Bambo says, got my fantasy basketball draft tonight. This is the closest I've been to banning somebody in the actual chat.
All the Packers fans last week. But
I'm just kidding.
You know, we got the audio going. We got the video going. Let's see if this works, because that's what happens when
we'll do it live.
When you do it live. All right, we're back on air.
We're good.
Thank you for bearing with us.
I have Bills defense. My opponent is Henry, leading by 21. Not a great spot.
No, I don't like your chances. We get a lot of questions in the Discord where someone will just post, hey, what do you think? Do I have a shot to win? And they'll have 1 or 2 players left, or a defense or a kicker. Here's the answer. If you want to know the answer to that, every week, if you have any players left, I'll be like, yeah, man, you got a chance. I am one of those hope springs eternal. Just keep fighting to the end. Nick, if he's going against the guy and the guy on the other team scores 20 points before the week has even started, he's like, it's over. I'm going home. So, Nick, if you ask him, you have no chance.
It's the anti-jinx. That's what it is.
If you have anybody playing, there's still hope.
Yeah. Fanboy, welcome in. Fanboy's taking the over on the Henry yardage. I like that. Bambo says Derrick Henry less than 130 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. So you're taking the under on everything. That's fair. All right, Derrick Henry, this is what he does. He'll have about 10 rushes for about 18 yards, and then he'll really unload on him in the second half.
Speaking of, it's not over till it's over.
Yes.
Alex Collins comes through for my team in the Listener League. I end up beating Nick by less than 2 points.
I should have never had a chance.
Oh, the game of his life. It didn't look good, and all of a sudden, Alex Collins drive. He comes in, just runs 10 yards, runs 10 yards, runs 10 yards, gets to the end zone, gets the touchdown. Huge deal. But it's just like nobody thought that was going to happen. Nick thought he had the win locked up for sure. I could tell when he was talking about, I'm going to win the 3 of our heads-up matchups.
Greg Smells, welcome in. It's a first-time chat from you as a viewer. Up 75, he has Henry, Allen, and Moss.
Oh, all right.
Okay. It's doable.
I think you're in a good spot.
Yeah, no, I think that's doable. So let's see this. You've been following since now? When did you follow? No, October 10th.
All right, my brother
18th.
Greg.
All right,
I appreciate this name because of his name.
Yeah. No, I agree.
But
I agree.
Welcome to the chat. Glad you worked up the nerve. If you're out there and you've been watching, or if you're new and you haven't entered the chat, by all means, feel free. We'll be nice to you. Hit the follow. Pocket's probably the only guy that'll say horrible things to you, but he's on fire with the emotes tonight.
All right. Incomplete on third down there, so the Titans will be punting away.
Feel free to join the Discord where we're always chatting.
Is this the first or second game now that we've seen Julio and A.J. Brown out there?
We had
healthy?
at least one early. Was there 1 or 2?
I think it was maybe game 1.
I think this is 2 or 3.
No, it's definitely not 2 or 3 because A.J. Brown's been out since like I think week 2 or week 3, and Julio's been
I traded A.J. Brown to you for DK in week 3 because I think I saw two games.
But Julio was out, I think.
Okay.
Julio was out, and it was just A.J. Brown.
I have to check the record book.
In the house, already hitting us up with the Discord link.
Yeah.
Let's see, Bambo. What do we think about Collins, DJ, and Penny? Kind of tough to predict this one.
It sounds like Alex Collins is questionable, and if you watch that game, that's what I was going to say when I was talking about it's not over till it's over. I was up by 2 points. Alex Collins comes in, has 2 rushes that go for negative yardage, so he dips a tiny bit, And I'm like, I could tell he was hurt. And I was like, just don't fumble. Just don't, for the love of God.
That's what I was waiting for. I'm like, oh.
For the love of God, Alex, don't fumble the ball.
Do that fumble thing you do.
He got hurt. They took him out, but I'm not angry at him. They also had, I think, another 10-yard run that would have put him over the 100-yard mark that got a holding call.
Gotcha.
So I was still sweating, even though I was leading for the better part of that end
Eli
of that game.
says, stream looking fresh. Thank you.
Thank you.
Barry says, second game of the season for the big three in the same game. I thought so, but now we know for sure. What do we think about the red lights in the back? We prefer blue
color
or
preferences?
Different color?
Nick has the technological savvy to change the color.
I do. So
I don't know if we can do it in stream.
Oh, I can do it in stream.
Oh, I
can do it whenever. Should we do like blue for the Bills?
You do one of the things where you use your subscriber points or whatever, and you can choose the background color.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that idea.
All right.
You play to win the game.
Here, let me throw on blue since we're going with the Bills.
All right.
I am colorblind. Full warning. So let me know if this is purple or if this is blue. I think we're good with the blue though. Is that purple or blue?
It's like. It about matches the sign color, so it's blue.
Okay.
A slightly purpley blue.
Fine. I'm into it.
I could be brown. I could be blue.
I could be
violet sky.
Okay, no more. We can't do more or else we get DMCA'd, I think.
I could be anything.
Better go with the one green, one gold.
Boo.
No.
Boo.
This is the second close I've been to banning somebody in
go.
chat.
Nick is not in the mood tonight.
Pocket says the back is blurry. Got time for that. The back is supposed to be blurry.
Explain why, because I felt the same way.
It's called bokeh. It's called bokeh, and Barry, if you are the Barry, I think Barry's wife knows about bokeh. You need that fuzzy background to really focus in on the forefront, which is
us.
The
moneymaker.
We're
this
the content.
Is what you want to see, right?
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Why is Bill hidden behind Boba Fett? Is the question. I don't think
we did post a picture of the swag wall in the Instagram.
Bill is behind Boba Fett, but like just barely. And
that's exactly where Bill would be in real life, though, just lurking behind Boba,
with a video camera. All right, Josh Allen hits Cole Beasley for 9 yards to start their offensive drive here.
The Beasles.
Fourth game with A.J. Brown and Julio together. Second game at home.
Okay, so see, I told you it was more than you thought.
Well, I don't think that's right. There's no way.
I was going to say there was at least
Julio hasn't even played 4 games.
I think he's played.
I think Hauser, come on. We got to vet this a little bit.
Boca de Bepa?
Boca de Bepa?
Pepe?
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Let's see here. Julio Jones has played. Julio Jones played game 1, 2, and 3. So that's already...
And we brought up Pocket earlier. The Boston Strangler in the Listener League remains undefeated. Was able to outplay Mets and his Magic Witchcraft team.
A.J. Brown went down week 3, like early into the game. So they played 1 and 2.
That's what I said.
From Megan. It's the little circles from when you take photos and the background is blurred. There you go.
Professional.
What else did you need to know? All right, Stephon Diggs hitting stride. 1 reception now.
All right. We haven't had the giant blow-up game from Diggs yet.
Nope. Is tonight the night?
Could be. The Titans' defense is not good.
They are a little suspect.
As long as Josh Allen has less than 55 fantasy points, I'm okay.
Pockets, this entire league rooting for me to lose. That is not true. We weren't rooting for you to lose. We were kind of rooting for Mets Rock to win. That's more what it is. I want to see Mets Rock succeed.
No, I need Mets needs to lose because he undermines everything we do here by trying to give sound fantasy advice that's well thought out, playing 17 tight ends and winning.
Hauser says, technicality, sheesh. Well, here's the thing. 4th game seemed like a lot. It's like 2 1/4. It's 2 1/4. If you would have said they played 3 together, that would make a little bit more
Fantasy
sense.
is all about the technicalities. There was a hot second there where everybody was worried they weren't going to get their Zach Ertz points from the Eagles game because he became traded to the Arizona Cardinals, and then they had him as a 0. The
Reddit interwebs were like, what's going on?
People were freaking out, and I was confident they'd get it taken care of, and they did.
So I'm glad you brought that up. Chad, get in on this too. Zach Ertz, is he the biggest trade candidate you've ever seen, or is it just my opinion?
So Zach Ertz will have relevance as a tight end for the Cardinals. I don't know if you can get massive value for him. If you can, by all means, make that trade. But if you're just kind of playing the tight end middle of the road game and you're choosing between like a Tanyan or an Evan Ingram or Zach Ertz on the Cardinals, I think you'd rather have Ertz.
I think if
there are teams that could benefit from trading for Ertz.
But again, I think if you can trade Ertz for Ertz or Knox rest of the season,
I would have Knox. That's not the team we're looking at.
No, but I think that is because you could trade Zach Ertz for Dawson Knox right now.
I would do that. I would take.
That's
Knox.
what I mean. I think you could trade for a tight end or package them together for.
I have not been looking at him with that level of value. I'm more looking for the team that has a bad tight end that's been rolling with like Higbee or Tanyan.
I think people want parts of the Cardinals offense.
I don't think that's foolish exactly. It's just a lot of mouths to feed.
Barry says Ertz is the man. He'll be awesome with Murray tossing it to him. See, that's the person I'm trying to sell to.
There you go.
That's the person right there.
It's not outside the realm of possibilities that he has a pretty good season for tight ends. I don't think he's shooting back up to old Ertz.
Bando said Max had some booms. He did, but that's the problem is
he's better than Max, right?
He's better than Max, but I don't.
And Max was relevant.
I don't think they're going to utilize the position. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins is better than Max, but DeAndre Hopkins only got 4 targets.
Under 4 touchdowns for Zach Ertz with the Cardinals. Like, I don't think it's insane to take the over.
No, I don't think that's crazy.
And if you can get a tight end with 5 to 6 touchdowns, that's one of the guys that's being played.
I think some games he's going to have like 4 or 5 catches, and then some games just nothing, just complete goose.
They throw it enough. Again, it could happen, but I think
especially with AJ Green stealing all the targets. If everybody's thirsty tonight, AJ Green. AJ Green.
I am thirsty. The Zach Ertz going to the Cardinals, does that just completely end the AJ Green moment that he had for a hot second where he was almost relevant?
No. What do you mean? He's still relevant.
Not at all.
He had 6 catches or 6 targets in every game except for
a little late to the party. Ertz to Chicago. We do love to take tight ends in Chicago, but no. But
not that one.
That ship has sailed.
Let's see here. What's Nick's bets for tonight? Says Pocket. I did.
If you want to know where to lose your money, Nick's about to tell you.
I put these in like 2 minutes beforehand, and I was a little panicked. But here's my bets. Josh Allen, anytime touchdown scorer.
Passing or rushing, or does it matter?
He's got to rush for it.
Okay.
Josh Allen has to rush for it. I mean, Josh Allen could also catch for it, but unlikely.
As long as he doesn't get 55 points.
Yeah. First to score, I've got Derrick Henry and Stephon Diggs. First to score a touchdown, so one from each side.
Thinking outside the box.
Yep. I got Buffalo Bills -6 is also my last bet. So those are my wagers. Read them and weep. I've been doing okay, but
I like the Bills -6 call.
Yeah, no, I felt okay.
Surprised. Did the line move at all when we found out that AJ and Julio were playing?
Not really. I think it was 6.5 and it went to 6.
All right,
not a big deal. LU, what's up, guys? I have Diggs and Moss playing for me. So far, so good. Diggs has a couple catches. Cole Beasley 2 for 21 so far. Yeah. Marcy, nice of you to show up, says Pocket.
The queen has arrived. Wow. Marcy.
All right, stream can start. Yep. Marcy's here.
Everybody on your best behavior because she will ban you.
Oh, yeah. And I could just tell in our mod chat in the Discord that Marcy is getting the itch to ban somebody.
It's just hovering.
Oh, yeah. Hovering. She just needs a reason.
What is it?
That's it.
Like the sword of Damocles.
Barry says Diggs over 150 yards.
Probably not.
I'll take the under.
Yeah.
Big Bo Perp, welcome in. Start 3 of the 5 for back half of my season. Ridley, Ruggs, Judy, Smith, Galladay. For me, it's Ridley, Judy, Smith, and I feel pretty confident
in this order. Man, it's going to be Ridley, Judy, and then it's tough between Smith and Ruggs. Galladay probably last with the health.
I'm still not believing in Ruggs.
Galladay, I think, is sadly a hard fade. Ruggs has had some decent games. There's going to maybe be a little bit more boom bust, but he's being more consistent than last year. I'm worried about the Eagles' offense. I've got Smith. I'm trying to trade him away in a couple places. They just do not seem to be airing it out.
So it says, urge the Bears would be nice, and the Bears would get their hopes up before my Packers beat them again.
Oh.
We didn't need that. We didn't need that, Sogo.
Oh, it's just my feelings are hurt.
Inflammatory over here.
As if Aaron Rodgers just screaming at a woman in the crowd that he owned her and her family and her soul and the Bears.
Oh, man.
If that wasn't enough.
Yeah.
So I hate Aaron Rodgers, and he's the worst. Some Bears fans might be like, okay, I don't even hate that. I don't hate that at all. You know, they're your rival. You're playing against them. You won. If ever there's a time to just be that.
Here's the thing.
I'm okay with
Here's
it.
the thing. We know what the Bears are. We know. We watch the game too.
I just want, when he gets his legs broken next time by Khalil Mack, when we all scream things at him, that we all just reflect on this moment.
Oh, man.
But
LU, love your guys' show. A lot of shows don't answer back. You guys rock. Thanks for a dope show.
Thank you. No, we appreciate it. And we are happy to have your questions. We appreciate you. We will say that sometimes if it does get flying, we'll do our best to keep up with it, but it can be a little.
And you have my permission. If you don't hear anything after like
just say the question again, and we won't get
a
mad
few
at
seconds. Just post it again. We'll get there.
Or
Absolutely.
Just DM Marcy. Talk to Casket.
That's right.
He's got all Marcy's info. He'll DM her. She'll tell us what we need to know.
Jimmy Casket.
He
was asking about her in the chat a couple days ago. Or yesterday.
Rightfully so, right? Marcy, just a catch out there on the market, breaking hearts,
so
taking
funny.
names.
So
Post
funny.
in the Discord. She's like, yep, come hit me. Hit me up.
Banner says, do the Packers have any Aaron it out merch? Do you think we could copyright that? I don't know if that's a thing
Probably
yet.
not. It doesn't seem real. Like, I can't believe nobody thought of this.
You done messed up, Aaron!
That's the one I want to put on a shirt.
I have my new brother-in-law has been pushing me to get merch. Do you think we would have any reason to have merch at this point in our?
So here, I actually have this is a real life question for the chat. So I watch a lot of fantasy football podcasts. I'm a big consumer. I listen, on Spotify. I watch on YouTube, stuff like that. Apple Podcasts. Is it all right to wear like a hat or a shirt with your logo on it, or is that cheesy?
So a lot of the YouTube videos I watch, like if they have merch, they're wearing the merch.
Okay, is that an old man thing to do, or
I don't
is that
think
legit?
so.
I've got an empty blue hat that everybody loved, and I could just slap a sticker on. My brother sent me a text. It was a picture of a hat with a picture of a hat on it. And he's like, you should wear this hat because everybody loved your blank hat.
Oh, my goodness. Banjo wants some underwear.
All right. Nick will send you a used pair.
Oh, my
God.
God.
Just hit him up on his OnlyFans page.
Pockets buying merch. That's good to know. Manatee Handies. You guys can definitely own it.
All right. It's cool to wear it on the stream.
We could rock
Thank you. All right. Because, again, I see the guys, and I'm just like, is it?
I mean, again, I'm so appreciative that people even watch the show. I can't imagine people actually wanting to buy merchandise with our logo on it.
Oh, we'll have to get a couple made up for the league winner, myself and Pocket.
So Marcy learned a very valuable point here. But I learned that if you're going to a concert, don't wear the band's T-shirt. That is true. If you're going to a concert, you don't wear any memorabilia from the show you're going to.
What if you bought it at that concert?
Nope.
You can't do that?
Nope. It's not allowed.
Why?
So
I feel like I'd want people to buy my stuff.
Back in the colleges, I hate to admit this. If you don't know what this is, just Google it. I was a little bit of a scenester in college, and we would go to all these small shows, and that was perpetual. You do not wear a shirt or
like a small
merchandise
show.
from a show you're going to.
If you're going to
Marcy got it.
a huge concert, I think you can wear the shirt.
Nope, they'll actually throw you out. I'm pretty sure.
Outrageous. Maybe at your hipster underground club watching Hootie and the Blowfish.
Marcy, we're Facebook friends. You can just go look at the pictures. They're there. An Addicts football jersey.
But Bo jersey.
Football jersey.
It's a Tim Tebow cutoff sleeve, prayer jersey.
Manti, we missed you. You were gone, I feel like, for like so long. And then just a few days ago, you're like, I'm still here.
He was off working in the Cayman Islands with the manatees.
I know.
Doing what he does.
You can't wear more than one item per person, though. That's fair.
You just want like a hologram on the shirt that kind of shows me throwing my arms up as I pull the hamstring.
Yeah. Did you see the Hauser comment? Can there be a Mike Hammy pull shirt?
That I did see that. Probably not.
I'd wear a FFA hat, jersey, and Nick vest as Pocket.
Well, I did see
sweet vest.
I did see the advice that you can't wear like a hat and the shirt and like it bears
No,
up.
you can't go all out.
Okay.
So the reason for the vest tonight is because this shirt, just on camera, is horrendous to look at.
Well, we have also done enough streams where like I'm running out of shirts and hats. I'm trying not to repeat them too soon.
Oh, no, I wear them all the time. Do you know how many times I've worn that white hoodie?
Same shorts.
Just
every
so
show
many
we've
times.
ever done. Every show.
Oh, man. A sleeveless vest for Nick? Aren't all vests sleeveless?
Oh. The tactical vest.
Just saying. All right.
My guy, we missed my
Back to
guy
football.
Bass kicking a field goal. So.
Let's see. Back to football.
Bass has been good.
Go ahead and start Woods t-shirt from Marcy. Ooh. Yeah, I think you can start Robert Woods going forward.
I love Wood.
Assless chaps, anyone?
Hey-o.
Okay, that's a little far.
We're getting out of hand. Let's
do you put the logo on the front or?
Oh, now you don't put it on the back. That's where just the tattoo shines through.
Fair enough.
So you want to hear my other football story
Let's hear it.
All right. So in my work league, I invited my dad because we were short a guy. He was happy to join. So Bear fan Paul gets in there, beats me. First time I don't know if ever, but I've lost with the second highest score to the highest score. We hear about that heartbreak all the time.
It sucks.
And I would have won had I not switched from Matt Prater to Folk, the kicker. And I just got worried. I heard it was going to be windy, and I overthought it, and I blew it. So devastated by that loss.
Should have listened to me.
Happy with where my team has gotten in
So it
that
says
league.
I did start Woods. He burned me.
Blew it!
Woods didn't burn you.
Got a
He had a
touchdown.
touchdown, right?
He didn't have
Come
5.
on. He didn't have 5. That's true.
I was looking at
All right, Tannehill letting it loose.
looking at
and
the
incomplete.
undefeated team in our listener league, the Boston Strangler, and Cooper Kupp has really just been the workhorse for that team.
Mark says, dude, I switched to Folk over Carlson, and I'm going to lose now. Why did you switch? What was the
Nick's
panic?
like, Folk was the number 1 kicker of the year.
I'm glad I have that influence over you guys. We got to trust the list.
People are starting to listen to us. It's a little frightening. The responsibility, it's overwhelming. I'm Peter Parker over here with great
Real talk
power.
chat. Do you feel like you do better or worse with our fantasy advice? I mean, that's an honest
we've hit
question,
on a
right?
lot. I felt good about, again, surprisingly high hit rate for the advice that we've given out.
Like I said, I was. What is this trade? We got a league mate, McLaurin and Visca for Justin Jefferson. Easy peasy. Get out of here. Get out of here, Alex. Not even close. Better always, says Pocket. Pocket, I think, makes the right calls. He gets his guys, and then the rest of the filler guys, he kind of maybe takes our
But he
advice
said
on a
multiple times in the chat, like, you gotta make the call that you believe in, and you can get information from different sources and different people and ask their opinion. At the end of the day, you gotta own it. So don't come back to not even us, but don't go back to the other fantasy guys where it's like, hey, I asked you all these questions, and you told me these 15 guys to play, and I lost. Well, maybe you should figure out some of these things.
Be your own man or woman.
A little personal responsibility.
Let's see. Barry says, can we get some honest Bear fan opinions on Fields?
So Fields, again, he's a rookie. He's looking fine. We've had so many bad quarterbacks that you still feel like there's a good potential there. I don't know, as a fan, you want to see him unleashed and just be a monster and phenomenal right away. But I do understand that it takes a little while. That Packers game, we've had Packers games where the loss felt a lot worse. And I don't know if I can speak 100%. For you as well. But the Bears were in it. They were competitive. You saw good things out of their defense. We got sacks. Khalil Herbert, guy I was rooting for, played him in 2 spots. He had a good game. Here's the note about Khalil Herbert. If you've got Khalil Herbert, if you can trade him away, awesome. I think you can drop him because they got Tampa Bay, and then I want to say San Francisco in a bye. So they're going to get Williams back. It was a great shining moment. I'm glad that he's still on the team. I think that actually Herbert probably did enough that Williams is not back with the team next year. If they were considering that, I think he's locked up that spot going forward as the number 2 guy. But
here's my opinion on this. Here's Justin Fields the last 4 games. 20 passing attempts, 17 passing attempts, 20 passing attempts, 27 passing attempts. Like, that's just not enough work. Davis Mills, who plays for the terrible Texans, 28, 21, 29, 43. I mean, that is much more useful. I don't think Davis Mills is better than Justin Fields. Why can't you let him throw the ball? Trevor Lawrence this week. Granted, he's a more highly touted prospect.
They're ramping him up a little bit.
Yeah, but Trevor Lawrence, 51, 33, 34, 24, 33, 41. Here's the thing. I don't think it's the Fields output. I think he can get the output, but they don't throw the ball enough. They run it, which is great. Khalil Herbert ran the ball great. But if you can't move the chains throwing the ball, if people aren't scared of you throwing the ball, then what's the point? Let him go out there, let him throw the rock, and see what happens.
I'll give a little bit of the counter argument. The 2 quarterbacks you mentioned, although they have high pass attempts, their teams are losing. The Bears have had They've had some wins with running the ball. A team that is similar to the Bears right now is the Atlanta Falcons. What they're doing, where they're establishing the run a lot more, all of a sudden their running backs are relevant when they were completely
Matt
useless.
Ryan, passing attempts, 35, 46, 36, 42, 45.
It's another team that's not like, if you
I don't know what your argument is.
Passing attempts doesn't equate to
passing
NFL success.
No, it doesn't, but it equates to being able to rationally value your quarterback. If we only see him throw the ball 3 times a half, I mean, how are you supposed to accurately see how they are?
I do believe the Bears' offense is limiting his upside both for fantasy and actual NFL usage.
I agree.
This coaching staff could very well be out the door, and hopefully they bring it. But the Bears, time and time again, have brought in a guy like, oh, this guy's the quarterback whisperer. Oh, this guy's good with quarterback. They're going to unlock the offense. Maybe the Bears just say, you know what? Screw it. We're not even going to try to have a good offense. We're going to spend all our time and effort on the defense, spend all the money. Justin, if you can go ahead and get us 7 points a game, we'll just win with defense. Like,
in this thing, I don't. Again, this is bad to say. I don't care about winning the games. I don't care about winning the games.
I do.
I care about seeing what you have as a franchise quarterback. If Justin Fields is the real deal and we're going to have him for 15 years, I don't care about wasting the first 2 years watching him throw the ball 40 times and learn. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand babysitting him. Go out there, let him get hit, let him throw the ball, let him make mistakes. Like, look what they're doing with the Jets quarterback, Zach Wilson. Like,
it's not going great for him.
I know, but they're letting him throw the ball and letting him work through mistakes. And, like, how do you learn? Zach Wilson, 37, 33, 35, 34, 32. Like, let him throw the ball. For the love of God, throw the ball.
And again, they may try to ramp him up as as he eases in. I don't know. I kind of agree with you. Throw him in the fire, let him play, let him learn. But if they ramp him up and they keep getting wins, and we'll see how it goes.
And the Hauser says there's also the Matt Nagy factor. That's for sure. Barry says let him sling it. I'm in on that. Bears want Nagy gone or who? Nagy is. Here's the thing. Nagy's terrible. Like, that's the thing.
Right. Can I tell you who my favorite coach in the NFL is right now? Dan Campbell, coach for the Lions, a divisional rival, but they're not good enough that we can actually hate them that much as Bears fans. Dan Campbell's post-game interviews are must-watch TV. If you're not watching Dan Campbell's post-game interviews, I don't even know what it is. I think it's just like this giant. Like,
I'll take Dan Campbell. Passing attempts 57, 36, 30, 38, 35, 42 for Goff.
And if he gets cut just first year with the Lions, bring in Dan, because I like his he seems real genuine. I think that's part of it. Did you see the last one where they asked him, like, hey, what's going on with the team? And he takes this super long pause and he's like thinking, like, should I say it? And he's like struggling in his head.
Yeah.
And he's like, Jared Goff's got to be better. He's got to do more. He's got to, and I love just the pause, like the drama. You can just tell he feels it. And he's just he's living it. That looked like a forward pass. Gotta see what happens on this play. It's a little.
All right. We got some chat to catch up on. Is Kupp this year's Kamara points wise, says Sogo. I think we're going to see a little bit of a fall off from Kupp, but again, Kupp had a top 6 finish. I think, 2 years ago.
Kupp is a good wide receiver. He's playing well with the new quarterback. They've got a good coach. There's a lot of reasons for Kupp to be successful. I don't think it's going to be like the start of the year where it's just pure power points every week. But like I said, we've had a little bit of dip with the 8 and the 12.
Yeah, here's his targets, though. 10, 11, 12, 13, 10, 12.
But also,
that's what you want.
Listen to the next 3 games. He's got Detroit, Houston, Tennessee are the next 3 teams they go against.
Tasty.
Now, after that, San Francisco but then Green Bay, Jacksonville, Arizona. Like, there's a real possibility that Cooper Kupp is a league winner this year.
The only problem with Cooper Kupp is they may not need him in some of these games. That's my only fear, is they're going to be up by 24 points in the early third quarter, and then they don't need to use.
I think we've got a good enough sample size that's kind of what you're going to get. You're going to get them a couple of those big games where he's up in that 20, 30 point range. And then he'll come down to earth and have a 10, 12 point game and then back up. So that's even those 10, 12 point games that you're going to have with him, they don't kill you unless it's, the playoffs.
Yeah. Mantiani says, at most I give you guys 1 who do I start per week. That's fine. I don't think you should have more than 1 who do I start per team anyway, right? Maybe.
Perhaps.
Yeah, just your flex, right? There's too many options for the flex. Marcy says, because you wouldn't shut up about Folk. This wasn't the Folk week, though. I mean, that's the thing.
So let me sum up the Fields take. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's got a lot of room for growth. I think he's being limited by the coaching staff to a certain extent. Bears fans, I think, are still optimistic about Justin Fields. Really probably the best prospect we've had Since the fake Mitch Trubisky.
My answer is I have no freaking clue because we haven't seen enough,
right.
even in the games that he's played. Mike and his fancy footballers. Barry says, I feel like he exposes Nagy. Fields does. Again, I think Nagy, for as creative as he wants to be, has just no creativity at all.
Unless it's so creative that nobody can actually come in and run it the way it's supposed to go, in which case it's useless.
Who's going to run it then?
Not Mitch. Mitch was not a smart man.
When he was on the Chiefs, when they gave him play calling duties, the team sucked. The team was not good when Matt Nagy was calling plays. That's why they gave it back to
I'm not a smart man.
Big Andy Reid. Let's see. No rookie QBs look good. Mac had a decent
That's
day,
a good
only
point.
like 12 points. Mac has been fine. Mac has been fine.
Mac
He's
Jones?
been solid. Yeah. I lost 10 points to the listener league because I went against my guy and started Hubbard over Williams.
Williams had a big day. 2 touchdowns. Tough to predict. Hubbard did score a touchdown.
Yep. Field should take advantage of Robinson and Mooney. I think he's doing as much as he can. I mean, again, it's nice when your quarterback can complete, 25 of his 40 pass attempts.
And Robinson's getting, 4 or 5 catches a game, and he's made good catches. But, yeah, you could increase the volume, and perhaps he makes more good catches.
Just take more risks. Who's the new coach? Honestly, we're going to be stuck with Nagy.
Dan Campbell, biting kneecaps for the Chicago Bears.
Things will change when Cohen returns. That little guy can change games, says Barry. I'm with you, Barry. I'm with you.
Oh, you troll.
Break my balls here.
Oh, I got to find it.
Cohen sucked.
Yep, Cohen, 106 target.
That's all I have to say about that.
Oh, look at Derrick Henry with a catch.
Ooh, Nick knocking stuff over with excitement. Oh, scat back Derrick Henry.
Oh, man. Missed this week's was DC crying again? What?
No, Dan Campbell not crying. Like I said, putting Jared Goff on blast for not being that good.
Yep.
People tried to tell him he wasn't that good, but.
All right, vote the poll. Get in the poll. Thank you for whoever put the poll up.
Oh, tonight's a winner.
Josh McDaniels to Chicago. I don't really want Josh McDaniels either, to be honest.
No,
How's
I don't
your
like
BRB?
his
Take your time.
flakiness.
I think the poll is an error. Me isn't an option, says too risky. All right, so too risky. Here's the thing. We were almost going to make you super sad because the Dynasty League, we do have a rule that they have to start active players. So if it would have mattered, we would have had to switch the lineups. But I think Vale's going to beat you anyway.
I don't know. I think he's got one player active tonight who never plays.
I think he's needs 25 points or more or something.
Vale?
No, Risky needs way more points.
Vale's
one. Yes, Vale. We were gonna have to reset his lineup with players that were active, so he would have more points than he has now.
I think his players are active, but his defense. He started a defense that didn't play, and that should get switched and give him 8 more points.
Either way, Too Risky's gonna lose this week, so it doesn't matter.
You might be wrong. We'll have to check.
I already did. I'm not wrong.
You're outrageous.
I told you guys cut power. Oh my goodness. Forgetting about Darrell Henderson. Darrell Henderson's solid. So we had a question in the Discord. Darrell Henderson or Antonio Gibson and Jefferson. And I still think that's not
Antonio Gibson
close.
could miss a significant amount of time.
But I'd still rather have Justin Jefferson almost over Darrell Henderson.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So
Gibson, Henderson right now. If I could trade Gibson for Henderson is not a model of health, though. It could be 1 week and he gets hurt. But Gibson, I have real concerns about his health. Last week I was worried. I'd be trying to pick up his backups.
They keep putting him out there, though. I'm not.
Unless they don't.
Yeah, but he was banged up and injured, and he was still finishing the game.
He actually missed part of the game, I
know,
think.
and he went back in.
Here's
the thing. It means that he'll just play through the pain, and it's not at risk of re-injury, at least, it seems like. Let's see here. In my work league, I benched the Bills' defense up 2 points. Opponent has no one. Worth it, right?
Yeah, if you're up.
Probably.
There are... it's rare unless you play in IDP leagues, when you play in the individual defensive players, there's a lot more stat corrections where they'll credit a guy with a tackle in the game, then they'll watch it back and give him half a tackle or something.
Right.
With redraft and just when you're not playing the defensive guys, there are a lot less stat corrections.
Like, says Najee Harris, top 3 scat back.
Yeah.
Najee Harris is probably
top 3 scat back.
He's probably top 3 running back. I'm putting him up there.
I think you could make the case.
Who do you want over Najee Harris? Chat, you get in this too.
Derrick
do you
Henry.
Want
like Jonathan Taylor is where you're looking at the two of them trying to make a call.
I'd rather have Najee Harris.
Oh, Jonathan's just running behind such a better offensive line.
Jonathan Taylor just doesn't get enough work.
He doesn't get as many receptions.
He doesn't get enough work at all.
He's coming through the last couple weeks. Lamar Jackson.
Jonathan Taylor played 65% of snaps, which is his season high, with 14 carries and 1 catch, which is just not enough work. He's been doing really well with that work, but
so is this the league we're talking about where Vale's down?
Vale, look at the projections. Vale still got people playing, and he's projected to win 91 to 75. How many guys does he
have going?
And Two Risky's team is already done.
He's got Tannehill with negative 1.36.
I know, but he'll get points.
I didn't realize he had Tannehill. I thought he was only playing the one running back that's like the fourth string
Brave
running back.
words, Nick. What are my brave words? Najee Harris is a top 3 back.
Tanny looks pedestrian is a nice word. If you had Tannehill and you've been playing him, he looks like garbage. He is just
again. His offensive line has not been
line's bad. Henry does all the real work. Takes the touchdowns. The wide receivers have been banged up. AJ Brown hamstring sick. Just Julio is old and washed.
Toursey says, I have Westbrook, Akeen. I am not done. Here's the thing. You're done regardless, unfortunately, because I'm pretty sure we shared this rule. You have to start at least an active player. Like, they have to be active and points projected for them. It can be 0.01 points, but as long as they're active and projected points, you can start that player. So if they don't start the roster, I have to go back and pick whoever the highest projected player was.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
You don't know Akeen doesn't score 30 tonight? I'm pretty positive.
I'll take that bet.
Yeah, I'll take that bet too. Najee receptions and yards carrying, scat man. Again, it's the work. It's the total volume. Let's see Najee Harris. Najee Harris had 7 targets and 24 carries. And he's your running back number 3 in PPR.
Yeah.
I think that's our
half
PPR.
In half PPR, how much does he drop? Out of just curiosity. 1-2 spots?
That is half PPR.
I thought he's number PPR.
Well, I think it's in half PPR leagues.
PP?
Either way, it doesn't matter. He's a stud. He's number 5 in standard. So in half PPR, maybe he's number 4, but he's still top 5 for sure. Let's see here. Titans going to sleepwalk to the AFC South title. They do it every year. The Titans always look kind of like pedestrian. Derrick Henry keeps them in games. Somehow at the end of the season, they're 500 or just a little bit better, and they make the playoffs.
I don't know, man.
What?
The Titans, let's see. So who's in their division? Are they with the
Colts?
The Colts? I think the Colts could come through.
Texans
Texans are bad. And
who's the other one? Or somebody else bad? Colts, Texans.
I don't know. I gotta have to think about it.
Let's see here. RB receptions 2021. Who? Jacksonville? I don't think Jacksonville's in the division.
He was trying to say the Titans looked awesome 2 years ago. All right, you grabbed my attention there for a second, Manatee. Jacksonville Jaguars. That's got to be the worst division. I want to say Miami. It's not Miami because they're with.
It is the Jags.
Patriots.
Titans,
Right.
Colts, Texans, Jags, and the Titans. Even if they lose this one, will be leading the division at 3-3.
I think the Colts will figure it out, and I'm going to pick the Colts.
I do not.
All right.
Isn't that a good strategy? Don't decide on a player and then get the best ball, says Banjo. No, it's not, because not always is the highest projected player going to get the most points that week. It's highest projected. It's not who had the most points from that week. So that's where we save it. Nat again. AFC ban, NFC East is pretty doo-doo. AFC and NFC East. What is NFC East again? Is that Eagles?
I sat down and memorized it all, and then I forgot it.
Yep. Cowboys, Washington, Eagles, Giants. I think the Cowboys are legit.
Yeah, the Cowboys have looked good.
Yeah.
And then also that division, the other rivals have
Washington
not
would have been a little bit different story, I think, with Fitzmagic.
Reminding me what I wanted to talk about in my epic beating of Nick when he thought that all I had was Alex Collins, who needed 16-plus points to win me the week. He's like, it's going to be so sweet when I beat you with Daniel Dimes. But instead, he lost because Danny Dimes sucks. It's my favorite thing that's ever happened.
Daniel Dimes, if you would have had one less interception, I would have won. So there is that.
Oh, yeah.
Victory lap.
I feel like I need to start victory lapping my wins over you more.
Oh.
If this is how it's going to be, I need to hard.
So much.
Should we go back in time and do all the other victory laps?
I lost Christian.
So I think I'm 2-1 right now.
So I will give Nick some props. There was only one person who outscored me in the Dynasty League this week, and that was Nicky B. So Nicky B and Mike the Fantasy Addict, 1 and 2 in the Dynasty League.
My team is stacked. Actually, Barry, I may have a spot for you in the Dynasty League. If you're still in here and want a spot in the Dynasty League.
All right. I will share a small insight before you accept. We had the player, and he put all his players that had relevance on the trade block, and I was like, Nick, you should probably freeze his assets so that we can give this team to somebody else with some left, and he just traded him away for nothing.
He's done okay. He's got like 3 first-round picks now. Barry says, talk to me. That I can do.
Could have got more.
I can too. He could have got more, but
sweet like Spartan outfit in the crowd.
This guy had no first round picks for the next 3 years, and now he has 4 total. So
could have got more for Terry McLaurin. Would be the big.
George says who he could have. The thing is, he got Terry McLaurin for cheap though. So
let's talk about the Ramondre the Giant. Ramondre Stevenson touchdown.
Timeout.
Oh,
first timeout. Pocket says what RBs have the most receptions? Mike, tell me. There's 2 running backs tied for the most receptions in the league right now. Chat, get in this too. Who are they?
One being Najee.
One being Najee.
And the other one, running backs. It's not Cohen, because that'd be exactly the kind of question you'd set me up
34. They have 34 catches apiece. They are tied with Najee Harris.
Oh, I'm trying to think who's been catching a million. It's not Christian because he's missed time. Saquon, not him.
Zeke, no. Eckler, no. Did they get this penalty in the end zone? Because that sucks. Oh, man.
I'm trying to think of a guy.
All right, I need the Josh Allen touchdown then. Josh Allen rushing touchdown.
It's not Eckler, is it? Because Eckler hasn't
been getting
as many
Gaskin,
passing.
It is not Gaskin.
Ooh, even though that was a good guess.
He did get 10 catches, but
I
it's not
the Gaskin guess. Savvy. I'm searching my mind.
She's scat back here. How many times can you say scat back in one
Is it Cordero Patterson?
It is not Cordero Patterson.
Oh, I thought
it is not Aaron Jones either, says Barry. It is not. We'll come right back. You guys keep thinking, keep getting them in the chat. Pocket says, is Mike going to ride Ramondre touchdown into next week, or is it still the Harris
Raise
show?
your hand if you played Ramondre Stevenson in a team. I did, and he got a touchdown. I finally got to play him.
Does best ball count?
Does not. So I actually played him, and I got the touchdown. Him and Damian Harris both having a nice day fantasy-wise. The real question is, can you survive starting both of them? I think if you're desperate, you could do worse. Yeah, Ramondre, he's a touchdown guy. He gets in the end zone.
So I need to back this up a little bit.
He did have one play where he kind of got a little tripped up. I think it was one of his linemen might have stepped on his foot, and he did miss a pass block. We'll see. It wasn't the worst error I've ever seen. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he missed that pickup.
Banjo's got it. It is DeAndre Swift.
Oh, you gotta get Swifty, not Kamara.
I know he had a game. Has 34 catches.
Kamara had a game with 0 receptions.
How about this? Kamara is not in the top 10.
Yeah, he did just have a bye week, which is worth noting when you're looking at those
4,
numbers.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Kamara is number 20 on the season.
Yeah, number like I said, if you give him one more game, he might shoot up as much as, in the top 10. But
really didn't think it was Swift, says Marcy. I would not have guessed that as well. But 34 catches is a lot. How about this? DeAndre Swift per game catches right here. 8, 4, 7, 4, 6, 5. That's pretty impressive.
That is impressive for an awful team with no
he's
points.
Number 13 running back in standard and number 6 running back in PPR.
How many touchdowns? 1 touchdown on the year? See, that's what'll kill him.
3 touchdowns.
Oh, is that? Oh, yeah. I missed.
Get wrecked.
I was looking at just the rushing touchdown.
I actually think I'd like a best ball hybrid role where you get one best ball flex spot from your bench. So you get one unscrew up, basically.
That's interesting. I don't hate it.
Yeah. I feel like, how many mistakes do you make a week, though, do you think on average?
Oh, I've made, one can kill you. I have definitely had where, the 1 week when Cooks had a bad matchup and he scored a lot of points, I had Cooks on the bench.
Here's the thing. How about this? How about a full team where you can't start anybody except just your flex is the best ball spot? So your flex will just take the best ball from your bench. Your starters, you got to start your
I think that's what he
tight end. Is that what he's saying?
That's what he's saying.
Essentially, yeah.
It's interesting. I haven't heard of that before, but I like it. The safety valve.
Swift with all that garbage time. That definitely helps.
Yeah, but I don't know. The Lions have been interesting. Their garbage time hasn't been as good as old Matt Stafford Lions garbage time.
Could have used that Diggs touchdown right there, but whatever. It is what it is. Whose top 5 is his pocket? Here's your top 5. Najee Harris, 34 catches. DeAndre Swift, 34 catches. Austin Eckler, 27. Chase Edmonds, 26. And Leonard Fournette and Cordero Patterson at 25.
Yeah, Leonard and Cordero, those are the surprise spots. Surprise guys showing up in the top spots. That's not fantasy points, is it? Or is it?
That's just receptions.
That's receptions. Okay.
Yep. Ordered by receptions. You guys think Williams will start over Herbert if he is cleared? I feel like football teams always do this, but I think it's going to be Herbert.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Or are we talking about somebody else?
Bears.
Oh, I gotcha.
Damian Williams or
I think
Herbert.
I think that Williams will still. I think it'll be close to 50-50 split.
I agree. I think it'll be 60-40 Herbert.
Like I said, they got Tampa Bay next week. I'm not starting either of them against Tampa Bay, so I think.
But here's the thing. This is why the Bears are going to be kind of in most of these games is because they're going to manage the clock. They're going to run. They're going to wind the clock as far down as they can. They're going to run again and try and hold the ball for at least half of the game. And it's annoying. It's boring, but it keeps them in the games, and I understand it.
Yeah, I think if they lose to Tampa Bay, the Bears management isn't typically just firing, throwing people out.
They won't fire Nagy midseason unless it's like a couple weeks ago.
The boos will be loud.
What a lame
Tampa Bay, we're
Monday
expecting to lose.
Game. Yeah, the Monday Night Football game hasn't been great so far. Hasn't been great.
Yawn.
Barry, if you're interested in the Dynasty team, though, I think I got to let him get through the season, but he's interested in maybe backing out. So it's pretty rough. He definitely has picks.
Kindly ask him to leave.
Is Gaskin a buy or a sell?
Sell. Get him out.
I'm not. I'm holding.
Nick says.
Here's the thing. You're not going to get any value for trading him, and he's better than anybody you're going to get on waivers. He still had 6 targets in the last game, and with 2 of the first 3 games of the year, he had 5 targets, 6 targets. So you could do worse than Myles Gaskin, but not much worse.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So
Gaskin or Moss?
I'm taking Moss over Gaskin.
I'm sorry, Gaskin
by
over
just
Moss.
So much. Zach Moss for the Bills or for the Buffalo Bills. Moss has been good.
Zach Moss is your number 32 PPR running back.
But listen to his points.
Gaskin's your number 20.
Read off his points. He's been.
I just read you the
consistent.
culmination of his points, and it's nothing.
So he had 0 in the first game because he was a healthy scratch. 14, 16, 12, 10.
Yes.
Those are solid for a running back.
Yeah.
If I could get those numbers from a running back, I'm feeling good. You got to take into account those games where it's like he was a healthy scratch. The team had a bye. You can't just read the end number when a guy missed the whole game.
Yeah, no, I'm out on Zach Moss.
He's just skewing the data.
Out on Zach Moss.
Where is Ethan with just yelling about data and numbers and statistics?
If you want to be wrong,
I need some nerds.
Ride the Zach Moss train.
Need some nerds to get at Nick right
Go
now.
ahead. I think they're both terrible, but I mean, you could do worse.
Gaskin had 5 rush attempts, and maybe you can try to ride the PPR. They are playing against. They've got Atlanta coming up, then Buffalo's defense, then Houston. So a couple soft matches. Then the Giants. The matchups aren't too bad.
2 of the first 3 weeks was.
I'm avoiding Gaskins. If I could trade Gaskin,
I'd love to start anybody else.
I get a kicker for Gaskin. I'd get a kicker for my bye week.
Is AB Brady's number 1 guy?
No, he was last week, and next week it'll be Godwin, and then it'll be Mike Evans, and then it'll be Gronk. And he just spreads it out. He finds the guy that's open. He plays what he's given against different defenses. So
Antonio Brown targets this year 7-3, missed a game, and he got hurt in the one before. 11-8, 13. If Tom Brady's giving you 11-8 and 13 targets, I don't care who else is on the team.
Yeah. No, I think you fire up Antonio Brown until you see multiple games in a row where he's disappearing.
The thing is, he loves him in the red zone as well. We haven't seen Kyle Brate in the end zone. We haven't seen Godwin getting in the end zone. It's been Mike Evans. It's been Antonio Brown.
I don't know what it is about Antonio Brown's picture. Nick has pulled this up before. It looks very lifelike in 3D, and I feel like it follows me. It's a little creepy, Antonio.
He always knows. Oh, there we go.
It's not even blonde mustache. Oh, Derrick Henry doing Derrick Henry things. And he doesn't look fast until you see those plays. It's like, oh, he's very fast for a giant fast man.
Okay, I needed that.
All right.
I needed that. Please, no penalties. I think I did take Derrick Henry.
Great success.
Didn't I?
You know what it's called? It's called winning. It's called being a champion.
All right, that's for all the Henry owners.
Yep, Derrick Henry, $120 richer. I feel good about it.
Yep, and if you took Henry with the 4th pick in your draft, you're feeling good about it so far.
Yep. That near touchdown by Diggs just makes me want to legit sit in the dark staring into the corner.
All right, well, here this is for you. AJ Green.
Yeah. You can just go to the Bears subreddit if you want that.
So much suffering.
Marcy with the subscription and the Henry.
Ayo.
That is what we're talking about. Yes.
Fire.
Marcy, you are not even rocking the new sub badge. I think you're one of the few that could rock the sub badge, and that actually gets me a little bit close in my matchup here. I'm still like 30 points behind, but
he's coming back. You don't know how.
The 200-yard game is looking better now. 76-yard touchdown really increases the odds. Versus, I don't know how. I think if you go into your Twitch settings, you can decide, which things you want to show. But you got the founder badge. You got the moderator badge. You got the hype train conductor badge. But you don't have
I like the hype train conductor.
Pocket, you got the same thing. You got the VIP badge, but you don't have the new gold sub badge. See, we have it here.
They spent $800 to have these tiny icons.
There you go. There's the gold sub badge.
Oh,
right
it looks so
nice.
good, so shiny and new.
Looks so nice. Pocket says, thoughts on Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon?
Javonte Williams is a guy I'm buying still. We haven't got the full breakout yet.
They're ruining each other, and it's going to be Javonte. That's the thing.
Melvin's been good enough that, I don't know, but he keeps having those questionable weeks and a little bit of injury. Again, we try not to wish injury on a guy, but if Melvin Gordon could just go ahead and miss a couple weeks, I think you're going to get the Javonte giant breakout. He's looked good. Denver, as far as running the ball, they're decent.
Yep.
I'm still picking up Javonte. And here's the other thing about Javonte. He hasn't been just great, but he's been usable. You can get 8 to 10 points out of him.
Javonte has been solid. Let's check in on Javonte.
It's not as impressive as you hope.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. Javonte, 21.
Is Jamal Williams, the other Jay Williams. I have made that mistake when going through my rosters.
4.6, 7.9, 11.7, 7, 10, 8.
So some of the guys, when you have high expectations and you get this stat line, you're like, this is awful, I got to drop him. Javonte, it's a little different because he's a rookie with a lot of talent. We're getting this stat line, and we believe that it will increase. So
here's his yards per carry over the season. 3.2, 5, 2.4, 7, 7.5, 5.
Like I said, if Zeke came out and put up these numbers, I'd be flaming him as awful and you should drop him. But because of Javonte's situation, and hopefully he'll pick up steam.
I actually saw in Dynasty they were putting Javonte in like the top 10 running backs to own, and people were flaming him because they said Javonte hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
Well, I'm okay with 3 targets a game, and if he can get up to 15 plus rush attempts, then I think he becomes startable. The problem here is he has 1 touchdown on the season. Yep. That's the issue. And you play against Cleveland, Washington over the next 2 weeks, so I don't think it's.
And you get Dallas, easier. Philly, bye week.
Here's the thing: I think after week 8, we're getting pretty close to trade deadline season. Javonte is going to be the smash trade guy that you're going to try and get around week 8 when he puts a dumper up against Washington.
I like it. But Washington, they might give up more points. You might need to get him week 7. 7 or 8, look for Javonte.
Yep. Marcia says she'll figure it out. That's fine.
Right.
San Francisco RBs after a bye. Timeshare?
No, I think it's Elijah Mitchell.
I don't think the 49ers timeshare. That's the thing. I think it'll be Mitchell, and then if Mitchell disappoints or makes a mistake, then it'll be Sermon rest of the season. I'd roster them both.
Yeah.
I think they're both rosterable.
If you got room.
I'm not starting Sermon at all, though.
If you don't have Elijah Mitchell, though, and Sermon's lying out there and you've got, somebody that you're pretty sure you're not going to plug into your lineup, if you're holding on to a wide receiver for depth, maybe you throw Trey Sermon on there.
How does Derrick Henry, just do this every week? I just don't understand.
They
stack the box. I don't get it. I think it's because they stack the box.
He's very good at football. He's
very
very good at running. He's giant, and he's very quick.
He's the fastest kid alive.
I'm telling you, just of all the running backs I've watched,
Mitchell and Fred.
Derrick Henry is the most impressive to my eyes.
Yes, I agree. Do you know who's not impressive right now, at least for the next few weeks, is Kareem Hunt.
Oh, that's a tough injury. You had Kareem. Chubb goes down. You're ready for 1 million points?
Give me the landscape.
All right.
How are
the landscape or just the Browns?
How are you addressing the Browns running back room over the next 4 weeks
because it is Monday,
with waivers, your bench, with
let's
everything?
Talk about the waiver wire a little bit. So D'Ernest Johnson, I'm hearing people want to pick him up. I personally like Demetric Felton, who is the rookie who's got the dual running back / wide receiver eligibility. Neither guy we got to see at the end of that game come in and be like, okay, this is the next man up. So it's a little nebulous. If you got room and you want to pick up both to see what it is, the reason that you want to roster one of these guys is because the Browns, they're a run-heavy team, and they have a good offensive line for rushing. Do you have a preference of one over the other?
I think if what I was reading and what I was looking at, it seems like Felton is more the Hunt role and Ernest Johnson is more the Chubb role. But again, I don't know that we saw that necessarily play out this game because Hunt just took all the touches still. And let's check in on Hunt's day before.
So you're trying to pick up both, or if you're putting in a waiver bid.
Yeah, so you got 3 catches, 14, and let me check. I
have seen in the trends on Sleeper that Ernest Johnson is the one that's getting picked up more heavily.
I think because
some people
already
were rostering.
Yes, I think. There we go. Ernest Johnson only got 1 target and one rush. So I think it's probably Felton.
Felton didn't get a lot more than that. No. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up Felton, but Dimitrik, it could.
Felton had 2 targets. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Chubb misses Thursday, but if he does, I think.
I'm going to get one.
Ernest the runner and Felton
I'm getting that for show.
The scat back, if you will.
So that's one target. Another one with Alex Collins, superstar, who won me the week against Nick. With him having the injury, maybe you want to take a look at DJ Dallas. He's got a little bit of juice. He gets involved in the passing game.
I can't want to stay away from the Seattle running backs any more than I do.
They rush.
No.
If Alex Collins could have relevance, why not DJ Dallas?
They rushed for an injury. That's what they
against
do.
A good team in Pittsburgh.
Marvin Jones flex. Okay, here's the other thing too. Pittsburgh defense is not good. They're not good.
All right,
they're good at getting to the quarterback. Everything else, they're trash.
All right, earmuffs real quick for Nick because it's just going to make him throw up. But Penny's supposed to be coming back from the IR. Maybe he runs in and he's the number 1 running back for the Seattle. I personally agree with Nick. They're all getting hurt, but if you can find the right guy for the Seattle offense, you can find some fantasy points usually. All right, unmute.
I was never muted.
Unmute your ears.
I've seen people still wanting to get Chris Carson, and I just want to stay.
Yeah, here's I'm pretty out on Chris Carson.
Will somebody score points on the team? Yes. Do I feel confident enough to know who it is each week or want to have any business with it? I do not.
I think you're down to Penny and DJ
Fanboy.
Dallas.
Welcome in. I think we're down to starting somebody else, like Myles Gaskin, for example.
Yeah, I know. I'd rather start whoever's starting for the Seattle over Gaskin.
All right, Manuel Sanders still a thing.
Marvin Jones, I still think is a flex play. He, had a good game. He's, with Shark being out, they throw it to him. He's a decent wide receiver.
I have a question. Has Penny been inactive or active for his?
He's missed every game forever since he was
he's
a small boy.
He's got to be on IR for 80% of the games he's been rostered.
So injured all of the time.
Like, why do you want that?
Wouldn't shock me at all if he comes in and plays one good. If he could just get the one good game, that's what we're looking for. Here's the thing:
Alex Collins is at least a NFL starting running back.
He's had flashes. He had some unfortunate circumstances.
I don't hate Alex Collins. He just broke his leg and then made some mistakes.
My new favorite player, right after Ramondre. I think that him getting injured, if he misses time, you can probably move on from Alex.
Yep. Green Bay getting Bakhtiari back. I did see that.
That's a big deal for Green Bay. They have missed him, especially in that first game, and he definitely won't hurt the team as long as he's healthy.
Cowboys getting La'el Collins back too. So buy low on Zeke.
The Cowboys are for real. So let's talk about another little injury that happened in the very last play of the game. Guy that we've both got on rosters, the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, with a little calf injury that he's kind of downplaying, but I think there's a picture of him walking with a boot. Doesn't look great. Not excited about it.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
Let's see here. Now we got to fight maybe for that dynasty spot. Ooh. I like it. I like the battle.
For what now?
For the spot in the dynasty league. I had somebody else reach out about maybe getting.
I got you. I thought you and I were fighting for like the top spot.
No,
which is true, but
no. You have a pillow.
I'm concerned about the Dak injury. You will have to pick up a quarterback this coming week to replace Dak because of a bye week. That is good news that if he has a little bit of an injury, he's got extra time to get healthy with the bye week. Maybe you hold on to that quarterback after the bye week and just keep him on your bench 1 week longer just to see how Dak looks. But yeah, Dak injury, if you're rostering him as your starting quarterback.
This is my nightmare.
Not good.
No. And just on sleeper, I wanted to let it be known as well. Demetric Felton is owned in 14% of leagues, and D'Ernest Johnson is owned in 16% of leagues, and D'Ernest is still getting picked up over Demetric Felton. So, if Chubb, here's the thing: if Chubb misses, I don't feel confident that one is going to be the starter unless somebody tells us.
So D'Ernest has been on the team longer. D'Ernest is maybe one that people have heard of in the past. If you don't know Demetric, he is a rookie who they drafted this year, and he has a little bit of juice, a little bit of pre-hype, pre-NFL draft hype. That's why I kind of like Demetric, but they could easily be split in time between the two of them and both be much less useful than Hunt and Chubb, who are elite running backs.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it because we mentioned the quarterback situation.
Yeah. Did you read Pocket's comment here? Where have drafted top QBs shifted based on this year? Like, where are you taking top QBs based on what we've seen this season?
I think if you can get one of the top 5 QBs in like round 6 or 7, maybe you grab, if Lamar, Josh Allen was probably the second or third guy off the board. So let's go through them. We probably had Mahomes, Kyler, Josh Allen. Yeah. And then after that, Russell Wilson was good while he was active, but he always seems to have something that screws up his year. Rodgers has been good. Tom Brady has been, there were some people that had the call for Tom Brady being extra good this year. I don't know. Every year you're like, is it a year older? Can he keep doing it? Right. And he does. But maybe he falls.
Yeah, it's been Mahomes, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray. You got Herbert, Dak.
I took
Rodgers,
a little early.
Lamar Jackson. Matt Stafford got a little bit of hype preseason.
The league I waited the longest and got Tannehill in is the league I'm doing the worst in. However, I did wait and I got Hurts in one and I got Matt Stafford in one late, and that's working out for me. So you're playing with a little bit of fire.
Yeah, Mahomes in a half point, which doesn't really matter for Mahomes.
However,
561 points.
Metzrock took Metzrock took Mahomes with his first pick and took a defense with the third and took Josh Gordon with the sixth, and he's winning.
The interesting thing is we don't see anybody that was like a stream candidate like anywhere high. Interestingly enough, is this true that Tannehill and Stafford have the same amount of points?
That can't be right. That doesn't feel right at all.
It is correct. Is that 6 games?
No.
And
no.
It can't be right?
Tannehill's been awful.
Okay. He hasn't played in this. Okay. I don't know why it's showing it like this. There we go.
You're on the right year?
Yeah. I'm on the right year. I don't know.
Anywho.
All
right.
Oh, because those are projections. There we go. Mahomes, Brady, Kyler, Herbert, Stafford are your top 5. Jalen Hurts was a surprise at 7. Do we have to reevaluate Jalen Hurts? Let's go Diggs.
Yeah, I'm worried about Hurts, but I think I'm sticking with him. I don't know who I could trade for him. Maybe if you could get Stafford for him right now, probably make that trade.
Yeah, I'd probably make that move.
Anybody else in that range of quarterbacks we think are going to be decent?
Kirk Cousins is interesting now.
No, I don't want that.
Kirk Cousins' points this year, 33, 36, 37, 16, 20, 41.
Would you take Joe Burrow over Hurts? That'd be a little bit of a decision I'd have to look at closer.
The thing about Hurts is he's been consistent. 40, 24, 29, 38, 27, 29.
But, oh, man, the last 2 games he had nothing and then just garbage time at the end.
He's played Atlanta, Dallas, Kansas City, and Carolina. Their defense has been not as good as of late.
Yeah.
So some not super strong defensive performance.
All right, then we love the Hurts garbage
Cousins
time.
is a sleeper.
Oh, I love trash.
Because they let him throw the ball.
This guy.
Guess what? Barry, I know you're going to be excited if
all right,
if
Barry time.
If Baker Mayfield has to miss this game, it's Barry's favorite quarterback coming in to start for the Cleveland Browns, and that is Case Keenum. Barry, what is Case Keenum?
Let us know.
Let us know.
And this is the top 40.
Testing failed. I don't. What is the test? Marcy's still testing.
I hit the garbage.
Oh yeah, yeah. You fail. You still don't have the emote. In fact, you lost the hype train conductor emote or the icon.
You blew it.
Barry said, "I'll sell my opportunity for $50 for the Dynasty team opening." That doesn't surprise me. Hurts comes through with the garbage time, and I think that's probably going to continue. The Eagles, they are who we thought they were.
Yeah, if he keeps running in touchdowns, you're going to be fine. But there will probably inevitably be a game where he fails to rush one in, and you're just getting like 8 points, and you're dead.
Capital Murder, welcome in. First time,
like nice friendly gentleman.
First time chatter. I like how it lets us know it's
All
first time chatter. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us this evening. Should I trade away CMC for Swift and Mike Williams and PPR?
I don't know how long you've been watching the show, but Nick hates Mike Williams. He also has a knee injury and had a bad game. Here, we've been saying you should sell high on Mike Williams, and I think you might have missed the window. You might have a chance still to sell him.
No, he's trying to trade for Mike Williams.
Okay, so I realized that when I read the question. However, Mike Williams, Nick will just tell you full don't do it. Let's just take that out of the equation. Christian McCaffrey for Swift.
I get it.
How do you feel about that?
I get it. I'd still take Christian.
Okay.
Here's the thing. If I know I'm going to make the playoffs, I'm holding Christian. It's just not worth it for me.
So if you need wins now, I don't think you can make that trade.
And I also think if I'm...
I'm sorry. I'm getting backwards again.
If I'm conniving enough and I know my league mates enough and people will make trades, what I would do is I would take on Mike Williams and Swift and sell Mike Williams for another wide receiver piece.
I was going to say
like Mike Williams for Robert Woods would be a deal that I would make, or
even if
something in that vicinity.
If Diggs doesn't have his blow up game again,
Mike Williams for Deontay Johnson,
somebody
for
will make the
Jamar Chase. If you can get anybody in that
Jamar
caliber,
Chase is a good one.
Anybody in that caliber for Mike Williams, I'm doing that deal all day.
If you need wins now, I think you can make that trade to get Swift because you're going to need a running back. Swift has been good. He's getting involved in the passing work. And I completely agree with Nick. I think if you can sell Mike Williams, even though he had a down game, because people haven't, I think not everybody has caught on that this might be more than just a one-game dip with that knee injury.
Yep.
He missed every practice this week, I believe, and then decided to play. Wouldn't shock me at all if he misses the game next week.
Adam Miller, first-time chatter as well. Welcome in.
All right. Happy to have you all in the chat. If you haven't followed, don't forget to follow.
I traded Chubb for Mixon. I don't think I took an L. They utilized Hunt. What do you think? I don't think I took an L the way they utilized Hunt. I get it. I think it's fine. Chubb, now that Hunt's going to miss time.
There you go.
I think Chubb is going to get a little bit of a bump.
If Chubb comes back, and I've heard rumors that he could come back as soon as this week, you worry that maybe they push him because they lost Hunt and he re-aggravates his calf. But if Chubb comes back even 2 weeks from now and Hunt misses, let's say, 5-6 games, Chubb without Kareem Hunt could be
easily
nuclear. He could just win leagues and torch the world.
Here's the thing. If it's not for Derrick Henry, Chubb is probably the second best running back in the league.
Adam Miller, great decision to follow. Thank you very much.
Just pure runner alone, I bet.
Great success.
Do you think Chubb's the second best rusher, like pure rusher of the football?
Henry, I like Chubb a lot.
Chubb's yards per carry are just insane.
Ramondre Stevenson. All right.
It's gotten out of control. We did have another question here. What about Swift and Debo for CMC?
Do that.
I'd probably rather have Swift
and use Debo. Debo's been pretty great so far this year.
As much as I hate the 49ers, honestly, I'd still try and trade Debo for somebody else of like value.
Do you think you could get more for Mike Williams or Debo?
I think you get more for Mike Williams.
I agree because I think Debo, he's got a little bit of injury history.
Yep.
Mike Williams has been very good. He's still, if you look at the list, if you're just glancing at statistics, he's got big games. He's high on the list.
Is this a freaking catch by Julio Jones? Because that is
Julio. He's still alive.
Crazy.
Where's Rodrigo?
Watch this snag. But you focus on the TV. You got to see the play. Barry says, better wide receiver, DK or Tyreek? I think Tyreek has is going to get you more fantasy points. I think pure wide receiver is probably DK.
Bounces off the defender's helmet.
Yep.
That might be the most impressive catch of the year.
Right?
That's a great catch.
CMC timeshare when he comes back. I know Pocket's trying to push this narrative.
No, not at all.
I'm not buying it.
No.
I'm not buying
Hard
it.
pass. Hard pass.
Just walks into a million.
Take 10% of the work? Maybe.
Sure.
Maybe.
Not even.
But CMC is still going to take 90% of that workload.
Yep.
For sure.
And the hamstring's not like some of those other injuries. When you get all the way healthy, you should be healthy.
Oh, man. He just stiff arms the pass rusher and just like, no, not you. This other guy can tackle me, but not
Fourth,
you.
fifth guy, but not the first guy.
Oh, man. Let's see here. What did we miss?
If you
Marcy with the links. Thank you.
If you get right from the hamstring, it's not like you come back and you're limited. You're just fine until it pops again.
Yep.
It's not like something else where you have to ease back in. So I think that Christian, they're taking the time this time. They learned their lesson. They're putting him on the IR. I think he's going to come back and still be pretty electric.
Mike, what's your opinion? Better wide receiver, DK or Tyreek? Here's the thing. I think this is a different question. I think
the
it's
situation,
undoubtedly Tyreek for fantasy football.
Absolutely.
But if you're starting a team, do you want DK or Tyreek on your team?
They're very different in what they do and what they bring to the table. I personally would probably take DK. If you put DK on Kansas City and you take Tyreek and put him on the Seahawks.
DK's got the profile. He's got the size.
He's a giant.
And he hasn't kicked anyone.
He's just a huge hulk of a man.
And he wants to play.
Athletic
There's no way he doesn't he chases down Budda Baker last year and doesn't care how the team does. You know, he wants to win. He wants to win.
I like him as a guy so much better from what I've seen as an observer from the outside.
All right. Do you think Jamar Chase will be a top 5 wide receiver in the years to come?
Years to come for sure.
Yep.
This year, no.
He will be a perennial round 1 wide receiver starting probably next season.
Yeah, if he stays healthy, he's got a good young quarterback. Some of these guys that have relevance, their quarterback situation is going to change a little bit. So.
Yep. Another first chatter, Ace Saucy.
Oh, you did it, Saucy. Hit that follow.
Don't forget.
We're looking for you.
Should I do Thielen and Fournette for Ridley and LaVisca? I would.
So Thielen just had a big day. So if you're trying to sell high on Thielen, I get it right now.
That's rough. I'm probably holding, honestly. I'd probably rather have Thielen Fournette. Ridley, we haven't seen the high end. I don't know, like LaVisca at all.
I'm worried about Fournette. Let's talk about our little on the ticker. We had a little comment of the trade deadline is coming up for the actual NFL. Maybe not in your leagues. People set them at different times. But one of the rumors I've heard is that one of my guys that I've liked in the past who has just fallen into pure obscurity and uselessness this year, Ronald Jones, because Bruce Arians hates him and always has him on just perpetually in the doghouse. If he goes to another team, there's some spots he could land. Kansas City would be very interesting. Even the Bills are a team that they've kind of are doing a little bit better with their running backs.
I think we've wasted enough stream time talking about Ronald Jones, career.
All right, let me make it about Leonard Fournette then. If Ronald Jones is gone, I'm more confident that Leonard Fournette doesn't make, because you worry still. There's the possibility that Leonard Fournette, he seems pretty secure, but he could make some mistakes. He could have a bad game. Ronald could come in, have a real nice game, and all of a sudden he loses a lot of relevance. I think he's established enough now that that's not a high likelihood, but it's still a possibility with Ronald being there. And Ronald could also vulture some touchdowns. If Ronald Jones gets traded away, I like Leonard Fournette a lot more.
Fournette's getting all the work. Ronald Jones, we haven't seen him get more than a couple touches the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Leonard Fournette on that team is a must start, in my opinion. Okay. And I think he's a top 16 running back if he's not sharing any workload. Because that team's going to score
not a good offense.
He's going to score a touchdown every week, probably. I mean, that's the difference.
Is Josh Jacobs washed up? Yes. Next question.
No, he's not. Josh Jacobs is fine. He's a top. See, Pocket just tries to put us up against each other. That's what he's trying to do. I know your game, Pocket. I know your game.
If he was a car, he would have gone through.
I checked it earlier today. He's now running back 34 and missed 2 weeks, so he's just on pace to hit that top 14.
Completely.
That is intercepted. Stop, because we need the Derrick Henry touch. Perfect.
Oh, there you go.
Perfect.
Nick Rejoice.
Right. It's fine.
All right, capital
murder. Tyreek only because Shannon Sharp situation. What's the Shannon Sharp situation? I don't think I know that one.
They just bomb touchdowns.
Let us know. Adam Miller, I'm a Dolphins fan. I just wonder why they don't look at other options rather than stick with Tua. I'm not sold.
Tua had a decent game.
The problem is draft capital. Capital.
If you spend it on Tua equals high capital.
That is true.
All right.
See, what do you know? What you got to give the Arizona Cardinals credit for?
What
is they started Josh Rosen?
That's a good point.
And they're like,
nope,
he sucks. He sucks. Next year we suck. We're taking Kyler Murray. We're fixing our mistake.
Fake him out with a decoy.
And guess what? You still trade him away for pretty good value. So
yeah,
it's worth it. If the guy sucks, get him out of there. Capital.
Yeah, how long? Fine. And it's another Bears mistake. How long do we have to watch a guy not be good before we decide he's not good and get rid of him?
Yeah, we need to get rid of Matt Nagy.
All right, we blew it. We cut our losses. We got another guy. And yeah, I think that has greatly benefited their team, who is undefeated, the only undefeated team in the NFL, who blew a first-round draft pick and then just went back at it, got a better guy.
Do you think Goddard will be a better tight end because of Ertz's trade? I think he'll be more consistent.
Oh, I think that 100% it benefits Goddard, probably more than it benefits Ertz.
Pocket. All right, we'll get there in a second. Kelmer, the DK Sharp situation, you haven't heard about it. I have not. Can we get a link? Marcy, you got to approve the link from Capital Murder. Or Capital Murder has to just, join our Discord, and then you can let us know there.
Not Capital Murder.
Not Capital Murder. There you go. Are there any startable players on the Jets?
Just really quick, jumping back to that Tua question. There aren't a lot of great quarterbacks out there unless you want to go get Deshaun, and his situation is murky.
At best. Marcy says, hell no.
Are there startable players on the Jets?
Like, is it going to be a Crowder game? Is it going to be a Corey Davis game? Is Mims going to see the field?
If there's one I'm rolling out, it's Crowder in a good matchup. That's probably the only guy I'm trying to get right now. If you want to just try and hold Elijah Mitchell till maybe he becomes a thing, sometimes those guys.
So I can't approve. I can't approve this. I told you to do it. I don't know why it won't let me approve the chat, but
You got bamboozled.
unlucky. I'll Google it. We'll find it. Just permit my name. That's what I'm trying to do. Here we go. Let me see if I can do this.
All right.
It
Well,
only lets me block you. That's the problem.
That's Marcy's job.
Exactly.
So let's see. We'll talk about some more waiver wire pickups. So we talked about the Seahawks. We talked about the Browns. J.D. McKissick, if he's out there with Gibson's situation, McKissick has had some relevance. I think he was on the COVID IR list, so he didn't play this last game. He'd be a guy I'd take a look at if you needed a spot start at running back. Also, Jarrett Patterson. If you're unfamiliar with Jarrett Patterson, he is a undrafted free agent that they signed to Washington. Looked good in the preseason. Short little man. I think he had a 6 touchdown game in college and looked good in the preseason. He's little, but he's not like a Scatbacky Cohen awful guy.
So DK Metcalf, he tried to get extra yards last night instead of going out of bounds and ended up fumbling the ball backwards, and they ended up being fine except for what they lost the game in overtime, right? So they were getting a little battle. Shannon was saying you got to get out of bounds, and then you'll be fine. And DK saying, stop questioning me, little boy. So, I mean, it's fine.
Who did he say it to?
Shannon Sharp.
Oh, Shannon Sharp. Okay, I thought you were saying it was a guy on the team that was flaming him, like a coach or something.
No.
Yeah, no, if you want to, I don't know if it was given in jest. I don't know how him and Shannon.
It's kind of like what we mentioned before, though. Like, that's the guy you want. That's the guy you want. There's more than that. What are the other deets?
Like him to be maybe a little more professional, but I don't hate it. He did. He made a bad move that could have cost him the game in that moment by staying in bounds. Had to get out of bounds.
But
was fighting.
Do you know who else made a bad move until he didn't? Was Stephon Diggs in the playoff game against the Saints.
Stephon Diggs.
He caught that ball.
Makes mental errors.
He should have stepped out of bounds, and they could have kicked the field goal. And what does he do? He turns around and runs it in the end zone.
Yeah.
I mean, these players know what they can get away with, know what they can do
had
if
one
they want to
earlier.
take the risk.
He had one earlier in the season that looked like he wanted to celebrate, didn't realize the guy was there and got tackled. But no, don't celebrate until you're in the end zone. You can't make 2 more steps to then do your stupid, look at me.
No, you got to do it before.
You know what grinds my gears? It's wide receivers that drop the ball before they're in the end zone, that start celebrating, try and high step in.
Is that going to be the next?
Get in the end zone.
Is that going to be the next?
Tyreek Hill, stop doing backflips. You're going to break your ankle, look like an idiot.
All right, so the Titans left tackle
Get
going
off
down
my lawn
and getting stretchered out. Not what you want to see.
Taylor Lewan has had a bit of a tumultuous season, so he is a solid offensive lineman for the Titans, but just always something with Lewan.
Adam Miller, what do you think the Dolphins should do to improve? Because going into the season, their defense was supposed to be top tier.
They need to get their defense back on track. There's not a good reason that I can really see of why they haven't been good. I don't know if they need a defensive coordinator change.
I think they were missing their entire secondary this week.
They have talent.
That
was just this week.
Their run blocking has been non-existent.
They were bad before this week.
They've been giving up 100 yards a game rushing the last 4 weeks in a row.
I think they drafted some good talent.
I think they'll get there. I don't think Tua's the guy. I don't think
that doesn't affect the defense.
No, but it affects the total competitiveness of the team.
Yeah, no, I might be looking at the defensive coaching staff if I was managing that team.
Yeah, no, I agree. Also figured when Tua got hurt, we should see at least a look at Cam Newton.
Nah, Cam's not the answer to anybody's problems.
Nope, Cam
Tell him pocket
doesn't have it anymore. Cam Newton's not the answer. Brissett's actually not a bad quarterback. There's teams that could do worse than Jacoby Brissett. Like the Texans. Just got on. What is your number 1 free agent this week? Says Bear Fan Paul. Welcome
number
in.
1
Welcome
free agent. It depends on what position you need. At running back, I think
it Jamal Agnew?
I think at the running back position, we're looking at the Browns running backs, hoping that again, if you don't have Chubber. With Hunt being out, you hope that Chubb doesn't come back and one of those guys turns into something.
Ramondre Stevenson is only 24% owned.
I think J.D. McKissick is a sneaky ad. Ramondre Stevenson. Oh, I've got him on all my teams, so don't even worry about him if you're playing in my leagues.
In the league, he's only 20% owned in Sleeper. Well, A.J. Green, only rostered in 57% of leagues.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts to hear. It's just...
A.J. Green in Standard is your number 29 wide receiver, and in PPR, number 34. Number 34.
This is my nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh, I love trash.
Oh, man. It gets better every week.
All right.
And there's Derrick Henry. Did Derrick Henry...
Tannehill with the rushing touchdown.
Don't do that.
Sorry, Derrick. You can't have them all.
Don't do that. What a mistake.
But yeah, there are a couple backfields right now where you're not sure exactly who the guy will be. If you can guess on the right one and hit, it'll be big. So the Browns backfield, the Seahawks backfield. Washington, I think it's going to be J.D. McKissick if we get Gibson out.
I disagree.
You don't think it's going to be? Who do you think?
They don't let J.D. McKissick run the ball. I think
J.D. McKissick love throwing it to P. Ryan.
J.D. McKissick has career in the last 3 years has told 8 carries.
They'll throw him 1,000 balls. They'll be fine.
Throw him the ball, yes, but not let him rush the ball. They only carried it 8 times.
But it's going to be
8 catches.
If Gibson's out.
Gibson's not going to miss time.
If Gibson, I think he is.
I think Gibson will be fine.
Agree to disagree.
That's fine. Again, I don't know that you. Here's the thing: you wouldn't even really want to be starting to Gibson except for the touchdowns right now. So that's a rough situation. That was a rough situation. Please, Buffalo defense, stay down, please. Well, I mean, giving up 17 points to the Tennessee Titans so far is pretty solid.
All right, other pickups: wide receiver Donovan Peoples-Jones is the name you're getting floated around. I don't think that's for real. I wouldn't pick up Peoples-Jones. He just caught one big play that really blew up his numbers with a Hail Mary that was kind of a fluke.
OBJ is the guy still.
I don't want OBJ. I don't think I want a Browns wide receiver real bad.
OBJ had 8 targets, 5 catches, 79 yards, and Case Keenum's going to make him a top 20
I think he
wide
also
receiver.
Went out for a little bit and came back in.
He did.
But he came back in.
Yep. Landry should be back, hopefully.
Yeah, that's a big deal
which
as
makes
well.
A difference.
Good point. T.Y. Hilton, I'm not trying to get any part of that. He's good against Houston. He'll be bad against everybody else.
Rashad Penny, no.
Another note about the, I think I did see a question about the Indianapolis Colts wide receiving core. I think that Paris Campbell, sad for him, but injured a foot, and it sounds like the quote I saw was it's significant. So with him being out, if T.Y. is back, T.Y. I think will fade, and I think Michael Pittman Jr. is still the guy I'm trying to play and feeling good about.
I like that one, Capital. I think Gibson will be fine because I own him.
I like the optimism.
I have the same sentiment about all my players. Brandon Cooks, wide receiver. Brandon Cooks, wide receiver 2. I think so. We saw one. We saw the floor. We saw the floor is.
Those
were
were against tough matchups and with good cornerbacks. And I think that, if he doesn't have, one of those top elite cornerbacks on him, I think that he's good. The game we just saw, I think it'll happen more often than his bad games.
I agree. No,
a lot of targets.
I think you can start Brandon Cooks in your flex pretty much every week.
I agree. He might be a buy low candidate. He just had a decent game, but
yeah, I think the thing is, I think you're going to have to pay the people that own Brandon Cooks know what they have. You know what they have. They know they're not going to get full value for him. So
but they also probably didn't draft him high.
No, but that's what I mean. Like if you own Brandon Cooks, what are you trying to trade? Brandon Cooks away for? Yeah. What do you want to get?
It's interesting. Like Marvin Jones, Brandon Cooks. And there are some people that I think Woods. You miss your window. There'll be questions about
Brandon Cooks.
I'd rather probably have T. Higgins. He's let you down a little bit, but I think that they're an offense that throws the ball. He had an injury. I don't know if he's fully healthy back from that, but
Cook or Tyler Lockett.
Some people
Cortland Sutton.
Some people will advocate buying low on Tyler Lockett before Russ returns if you can get him for basement prices. But I'm not interested in Tyler Lockett. We all saw this coming after the hot start. I didn't want to trade him away when we told you.
Didn't want to see this, but Henry Ruggs has one more point than I think Keenan Allen does on the season.
Yeah, Keenan Allen, yes. I know you've still liked in the Discord, and I've tried to tell you, in PPR, you're a lot happier than half PPR because he's getting a lot of targets, getting a lot of receptions, but he's getting no yards.
And he has 1 touchdown in the season.
And that's not great either, Bob.
That's what the big thing is.
Oh, Marcy loves the Rugs.
Are we panicking on Terry McLaurin?
Somewhat.
Look at the stat line though. 4 catches, 7 catches, 8 catches, 3 of the weeks. And actually, that's targets. Here's his catches: 4, 11, 4, 6, 4, 4. Yeah, that is not what you
had
want.
A touch of the hamstring, which he did play through. He got into that game, but quarterback not good. Offense not good. Terry very good.
If I can sell Terry if I can re-up on Terry for somebody else, I'm doing that.
How about in Dynasty? For those of
Terry
us that
or Mike
play
Evans
Dynasty,
rest of the season.
I'd take Mike Evans over
100%,
Terry.
right? And they're within 5 points on the season. So that's a move you can probably look for.
Again,
Terry McLaurin or Amari Cooper?
I ask you, sir, in Dynasty.
What was the question?
What are we doing?
Dynasty.
It didn't work the first time, so I had to triple hit it. In Dynasty for Terry McLaurin, he just went for a probably high 2023 first round pick. Was that a fair price? Was that an underpay, an overpay?
I think it was probably maybe a late first, early second underpay.
I think you could have got more for him in Dynasty. We don't know what the quarterback situation is going to be. Another fun fact, I think Fitzmagic possibly going to be coming off the IR this week. Maybe that changes things a little bit. So that's somebody that people could completely have forgotten about Fitzmagic coming back, and maybe he comes in, maybe he ignites the offense.
I thought he was on season long.
Terry relevant. I'm pretty sure he's coming back.
Let's vet it.
So maybe if you're getting into these bye weeks and you need a flyer, let's talk about the quarterbacks. With your quarterbacks, there's going to be a lot of good quarterbacks out on the bye week. A guy I'm picking up, although he's not looked great, Tannehill has a soft matchup next week, and he's probably available. Another one that's out there just had a bye week. You could probably grab Jameis Winston, old crab legs himself, throwing touchdowns, eating W's, and he's probably going to have Michael Thomas back.
So he's probably going to miss at least 8 weeks, and he's going to try and rehab it on his own without getting surgery. So that's one of those things, like, he could test it and just not have it.
Very much.
McLaurin or Sutton, rest of the season, says Pocket. I'm probably taking McLaurin over Sutton.
Jerry Jeudy's going to come back pretty soon.
That's what I'm scared about. So hard to sell Lockett when you tell everyone to not buy him. Well, you can
sell him to the guys that don't watch the show, and then recommend they watch the show so that they know the error of their ways.
It's probably in the listener league though, which does make it a little tougher. It is what it is. Not everybody. I mean, trade him to Mets.
I had made some real life offers for Lockett at the beginning of the season, and now I'm just so happy that the guy didn't accept him. So
yeah, no, Lockett I don't think is that. Too Risky says, shake my head, trade me for Lockett.
So I think Michael Thomas is going to be active this week.
Is Brown playing today, or did I miss something? He is playing, just not catching. That is the difference. Is Michael Thomas back his pocket? Do you want any Michael Thomas shares?
Yeah, I do, because I've got him in an IR slot, and I will drop somebody and activate him. And Jameis, I think we've seen Jameis make wide receivers fantasy relevant before. They haven't been throwing it a lot, but Michael Thomas, if he's back and he's healthy, I think he's going to be very relevant. I don't know if he's going to be he's not going to be the old Michael Thomas with Drew Brees.
The thing that I saw, though, is Michael Thomas is still a few weeks away. That is the latest report I saw. So Michael Thomas, I think, is still several weeks away.
I don't know if he'll play this week, but I thought he was going to be activated.
TKL, Trey or Jimmy, Lock or Teddy, Heineke or Fitzmagic? We talking rest of this season or
for fantasy
just in general?
All right, so for fantasy, I'd rather have Trey and hope he plays. If he doesn't play, obviously that's not going to be a guy you start for fantasy. I'd take Teddy.
This was NBC Sports and 6 hours ago. Michael Thomas still a couple weeks away from returning.
That's what they said. When is he eligible to return, though? Is it this? Maybe that's what I saw.
It doesn't matter what's eligible. It matters when he can.
Well, it matters just to know that he's eligible to return. Another fun fact, Josh Reynolds, a wide receiver you may have heard of, came
Saints
from the Rams.
Is
healthy scratch today.
Who is?
Healthy scratch. Josh Reynolds.
That's not surprising.
He was a guy I thought maybe you could pivot to if A.J. Brown missed the game, and he didn't, so he's out.
Yeah, they don't know what they're doing in the passing game, to be honest. I mean, Tannehill's 4 for 12. It doesn't really matter who's out there. Good assessment on Michael Thomas, guys. Michael Thomas just isn't my kind of guy. I'm not really too interested.
This is not my kind of guy.
Week 6, let's say he plays week 9. Do you really... I don't know.
So
it's not a guy that I'm looking for.
I have confidence that Michael Thomas will be relevant. However, if I have him and I've been holding him in IR like most people have been, first of all, if he's out there on the waivers, I would definitely pick him up. Even if I don't have an IR slot to stash him in, now's the time to pick him up. Most teams, if you have an IR, people have been stashing Michael Thomas, maybe even from the draft. If I could trade Michael Thomas for a decent player right now, off the name value, I might go ahead and make that move. And we're talking kind of that Marvin Jones, Robert Woods, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Cooks. All of those would be ones I would consider. If I could get somebody above that level, if I could get a real guy like Michael...
Allen Robinson.
Oh, no.
I'm just interested in your thought.
No, I've dropped it. You can just pick him up off the waiver.
Okay.
Allen Robinson, it's just not going to happen this year. Sorry.
You don't know that.
I know enough. I've seen enough.
Here's the thing. We know that... I'm not even arguing. All right,
He's
pocket
been-
pool.
he's
Shepard
been
or
in
Galladay?
every game. He's been healthy. He's played every game. And
I know.
It's not happening.
They haven't let the quarterback throw more than 20
and
times.
I don't
What do
think
you
they're
mean?
going to. It doesn't
That's
seem to be
I
trending
disagree.
that way.
I think they'll let him throw later on. Shepard or Galladay, Giants' number 1 wide receiver. Kadarius Toney.
If you can trade for Kadarius Toney right now, I would trade Allen Robinson for an injured Kadarius Toney all day.
That's fine. I just think the upside for Allen Robinson is still there. 100% still there.
It doesn't feel good if you've had him. And I'm about over it.
I'm starting him
As
next
a
week
Bears
again.
fan?
I'm starting him every week. It was almost an interception.
It's not.
Cooks for Thomas. I wouldn't trade Brandon Cooks away from Michael Thomas, but I would trade Michael Thomas away from
You can
Brandon
only
Cooks.
start Allen Robinson if you're in a league where you have Derrick Henry and you get up and a bonus for a 100-yard rushing game. That's the only way you can do it.
Again,
Accurate.
he's been bad, but at least he's still in the game. He is still catching passes. He still looks
I don't
good.
like it.
It's about opportunity. If you only get 4 targets, you're not going to be relevant, but he'll learn.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Have you heard about the OBJ to the 49ers rumors? I have not, TCal, but
Dumb.
I'm excited by it.
Hate it.
You see, you just completely blow off those things, even though they technically matter.
I don't need to watch him go be bad on another team.
Again, you keep calling these players washed, but they're not as washed as you
Diggs
think.
had it, and he does not
You said
hold on to the
AJ Green was
touchdown.
dead. Look at AJ. We thought Antonio Brown was dead. Look at Antonio Brown. I mean, there's still juice. People
Allen
still
Robinson
juice.
has an AJ Green poster over his bed right now.
Oh my goodness. Tight end Flyers this week. Oh my goodness.
If Gerald Everett's out, he had a nice play in that last
Jawan
game.
Johnson. Ricky Seals Jones is.
That's
the,
a good
the
one.
Flyer.
He showed up for Nick against me. I barely got the win.
Browns could be contenders if they got rid of OBJ.
Hunter Henry has been good. If Hunter Henry's out there, he probably isn't.
Do you know what the problem is? Baker Mayfield is not a very good quarterback.
Baker, I'm gonna give him he's a decent NFL quarterback. He's not a great fantasy quarterback. The Browns for fantasy outside of the running backs.
Again, all he does is pass off to the running backs. That's all he does.
That's all he needs to
here's
do.
the ball. Here's the ball. Here's the ball. Here's the ball. That's all he does. Cole Beasley.
Before the injury situation,
I told somebody in the Discord earlier to start Knox over Beasley.
The real question is what's happened to the
so far.
Browns defense all of a sudden giving up a lot of points to teams. They're coming up against better offenses, and I think that would be what I would say is the
I think
difference.
the season just wears on
But then
you
in the
too.
Chargers, everybody believed in Herbert. Oh, you can start him all the time now because he was good against the Browns. Comes out, lays an egg. So
He's still a sophomore, and he's still number 5 quarterback on the season. Like, again, you're going to have to deal with some of
all
it.
right.
Walmart McDonald, Baker Shade. Baker Mayfield in fantasy football has never finished as a top 12 fantasy quarterback, and I think that's going to continue. And the thing is, he just doesn't have enough passing volume. I mean, we saw it last week with the Chargers, which was great, and guess what? It was David Njoku and nobody else. So at least for fantasy purposes, not very good. For real life football, I don't know. Has Baker shown that he can bring you back in games when you're down? They're like a better version of the Bears.
The Browns are I was just going to say, the Browns are like the Bears, and like a quarterback that can do anything right is like, okay, we're good.
They control the ball.
Yeah.
They run the ball. They try and step up on defense, and that's how they win games, by possession and running.
Yeah, he was a decent fit for what the Browns are trying to do. So I don't think that he's awful as far as quarterbacks go.
No.
But for fantasy, you make good points. I don't think that for fantasy, Baker's a guy that you generally want to
He's
start.
a game manager, is what they call it.
Like a slightly above game manager is where I'd put him, but he's not the put the team on his back and win the game. They're definitely trying to win with their running backs when they are healthy, which they are not.
Yep. All right. Well, for how boring this game started out, we're feeling a little better about it now. I mean, it's 20-17 with 40 seconds left before halftime here. So
Is Dalvin Cook a buy or sell? Dalvin's a buy. Dalvin's always a buy.
Yep. I almost got the Dalvin win over you this week. That would have been.
Ooh.
That was the first week of Dalvin. It was nice.
Dalvin's not a guy we've been polarized on, though. We both like Dalvin.
I like Dalvin Cook.
Believe in his talent. We just worry about his health. And I think so far that narrative is rung very true this year.
Again, I think we're polarizing on like the players like on the borderline. The borderline players are always the ones we're going to fight about. The top between, the top 10 really good players. I mean, I don't think it's
outside of
much
Zeke.
of an argument. Zeke's a stud.
But Zeke has been good, but just wait. The cliff, it's coming.
Yeah, in 10 years, yes. He won't be in the NFL. You're right, Mike.
No.
There, take your victory lap. Take your victory lap. No, I think Zeke will be good through next year, and then I don't want Zeke anymore. Next year is the last year, I think, on the Zeke train.
All right.
Again, I mentioned this on Sunday. Zeke, after next year, out. Cook, after next year, out. Christian McCaffrey, after next year, after right now, out. It's just all the guys that are with the contracts that are coming up. I mean, Aaron Jones, after next year, out. I just don't want any of those guys, especially in Dynasty. In Dynasty.
The problem with them in Dynasty is you gotta know where you're at as a team. We've talked about that, but you're gonna need those guys probably to win your championship next year. So
I don't think so. I won a championship last year with Swift and JT as rookies.
Yeah.
And they were my only running backs.
I would have run if Christian was healthy.
No, you wouldn't have. You guys a fan of the punches TJ Watt toss last night?
So I think that everything actually went about right with that. You know, you can punch the ball out in football. You can't just sit there and punch a guy in the shoulder. And
you get one punch.
You can have a couple punches if they're in and around the ball. But if you're just like...
you get one punch.
You can't just
one punch.
Throw punches at the guy. I think the refs made the right call of the give the penalty, but not give him the ejection for punching, which is different, the personal foul. So I think it all was fine.
Barry says you cross the line with Jones. Here's the thing. With Aaron Jones. I'm going to pull up the contract. Mike, just fluff.
All right. Aaron Jones, again, still a good running back, still got juice, but all these guys, Nick is correct. You hate to admit it, but if you play Dynasty, even though they're great, they get to a certain age and they hit that shelf. Usually it's on their second contract if they're elite. Usually it's at the end of their first contract if they're a lower level or mid-level guy. Here's the value plummets.
Aaron Jones, after next season, right? Next season, he has a $9 million cap hit. In 2023, he's got a $19 million cap hit. Like he's never gonna make it to 2023. They're gonna cut him after next year. He has an out, and that's what it is.
Yeah,
it is. So
and it could also make a big difference.
It's going to turn into a 2-year, $20 million deal, like it says here, and he'll be off the team after next season.
Depending on where Rodgers goes, also maybe they bring in a veteran with like a 1-year deal to try and get that year with him. But let's say they decide to just blow it up and go for a rebuild, he could be gone next year. Again, I tend to believe that he will play for the Green Bay Packers all through next year, and then the year after will be the one where you'll be worried. So you want to trade him at the end of that year, but sometimes if you're making that playoff push, you got to hold on to those guys. In Dynasty, it's a different animal than redraft. In redraft, if you pick up one of those guys and they have the fading value, it doesn't destroy you. If you have a guy like, let's say Melvin Gordon, if you held him a year too long, now he's still fine for redraft. You can play him once in a while.
Again, and he was...
But in Dynasty, you can't get anything.
Him, Gurley, Freeman, I think we're all the same draft class, and guess what? They're all washed and gone.
We have a guy trying to trade Melvin Gordon for nothing.
He messaged you today.
Nobody's interested.
He messaged me today. Says,
I didn't get a direct
you'll
message.
like the price.
yeah. A very good price. So no, and it's just I can't have that. Because the teams that are competing probably have better running backs, and they don't want an old guy to clog their roster. And the young teams that are rebuilding don't want an old guy who's at the end. Like,
that is 100% true.
Any value in the Baltimore backfield? Nah, I don't think so. Lamar.
I saw J.K. Dobbins.
And it makes me sad.
All right, so here's your Dynasty draft in 2015, right? Todd Gurley was your number 1 overall pick. Number 3 was Melvin Gordon. Number 6 was Tevin Coleman. You got Jay Ajayi. You got David Johnson. You got Duke Johnson. How many of these guys are still relevant? How many?
Oh, Melvin a little.
Melvin a little bit. And that's it, right? But they're all washed. They're old. Nobody wants any.
What year was that?
That was 2015.
All right. So
guess what? 2016. Guess who's here on 2016? You got Zeke Elliott. You've got Derrick Henry. You've got Jordan Howard, Devontae Booker, Kenyon Drake. You've got, where are the Alex Collins?
Alex Collins, yes, my guy.
Yeah.
Great running back.
Again, this is the last year for Zeke, according to this list. So, and then your 2017 running backs.
A lot of these running backs, they have their first contract. If they were taken in the first round, you get 5 years. If you're taken in any round after the first round of the NFL draft, you get 4 years. Some of them get franchise tagged, but some of them get the second deal. Those second deal guys are the elite running backs.
So that was 2016. So basically, this is the last year for Zeke, according to these metrics. And then after next year, guess what? Your 2017 draft class. Christian McCaffrey, Joe Mixon, Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, Kareem Hunt, Jamal Williams, Chris Carson. These are all the guys the next year. After next year, that's why I think there's going to be such a shift in running back, the whole running back landscape after next year, because all these guys are going to be gone. All these guys they may not be gone, but they're not going to be as relevant as they are this year. It's just going to be, by next year, Leonard Fournette, Christian McCaffrey, Joe Mixon, Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, Kareem Hunt. These are guys that I'm not going to be picking up in most drafts.
Yeah, guys that are even like Leonard Fournette's a good example of a guy who's kind of producing now that could be completely gone next year.
Yep. If you're in Dynasty, these are the guys I'm moving, especially if you're a non-contender. If you're in the middle of the road, these are the guys I'm getting rid of. Lenny, Christian McCaffrey, Joe Mixon, Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, Alvin Kamara, Zeke Elliott, Kareem Hunt.
But they have value this year because you can sell them to the contenders, and those guys will need like a Dalvin Cook, maybe a coming back from injury Christian McCaffrey to finish off their run. So they will pay those high pick prices.
100%.
All right, so there's a little dynasty lesson if you're not familiar.
And redraft. I think
Excellent.
Again, I think if these guys do have a good season again next year in 2023, I'm not picking any of those guys in 2023. They'll probably be highly ranked after a good year last year.
Yeah.
But you'll see the injuries. You'll see the rookies coming in. I'm looking at JT Swift.
Yeah.
The whole
Najee.
rookie crop, that J.K. Dobbins, Travis Etienne. Those are the guys that Najee Harris. Yeah. Those are guys I'm looking for.
If you want to play safe, a good rule of thumb is don't pick a running back the year after the ACL injury. Pick him 2 years after. I tend to subscribe to that a little bit.
I think that's fine. Najee Harris, top 3 pick. In a startup, it'd be hard to argue.
Yeah, they're going to have a different quarterback next year. Their offensive line is not good. He's been good.
Kamara will still be a first-round pick. He'll be a first-round pick next year, but the next year...
The other little note on Najee Harris is that he is old coming into the league. What is he, 24?
Yes. He'll be 24, I think, in a month or two.
A bit of a knock on him.
Yep. Got to go. Thanks for another great stream, says T-Cal. Thanks
Good
for
to
coming
see
in.
ya.
Always appreciate it.
Have a good week.
Marcy's got to go. Good night. See you, Marcy.
Always a pleasure.
How many crooked fingers does Booker have? Over under 5.
11.
Yes. All of them. They're all crooked. Pocket said any value in the Baltimore backfield, which I think you mentioned.
Nah,
but
not so much.
They all scored a touchdown. So, yeah, if you know who's going to score, then somebody will be a value each week. But, again, I'm not sitting there with 4 running backs on my bench trying to figure out,
No!
who's the guy that certain week. So, no, I'm not interested. Oh, man. First chat from, let's see, Canada Relief Benefits. Welcome in. Who wins this Monday Night Football game? Thanks for joining us.
Oh,
I'm gonna go Bills.
Canada.
I say Bills by 10.
Fair enough.
Yep, that's my guess.
Nick just needs to win by more than 6.
Yep. Who do you think wins?
I think the Bills win. I think they win by
Canada.
Let's give them 12. 12 points.
You think they win by 12?
Yep.
Okay. We don't want to watch the Bears
Balls.
Packers
No,
replay.
Don't need to see that.
Get
again.
it out of here. You got it. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, no problem. Hit the follow if you really liked it.
Yeah. If you're just joining us tonight, thank you. Welcome in. We're
Happy
the
to
Fantasy
have
Addicts.
ya.
We're talking fantasy football, talking a little bit of the Monday Night Football game, and a little recap of what happened on Sunday.
Helping you navigate the waivers.
Which we got to go through our points, big points leaders from
All right,
yesterday.
I'm ready for it.
Mahomes' brother danced on Sean Taylor's number the day of honoring him. Is that true? I don't think I saw that.
I didn't even know Mahomes had a brother.
I didn't either.
You know how much I care about what Mahomes' brother does? Just about 0.
That's true. All right, CeeDee Lamb is your leading point scorer this week.
Oh.
33.6 points.
The league I lost, I mentioned earlier, where I had the second highest score on the week, lost to Bear Fan Paul, my dad. The last play of the game, I just needed Dak to get like 4 points with anybody but CD. He did a touchdown to CeeDee Lamb. Yep. So, I had CD going in some other spots, so it helped heal the sting.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb, I think the buy low period has probably ended after this performance, but CeeDee Lamb is
He's good. He's
very
good at football.
If you could trade Mike Williams for CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, Oh, what a great deal that would be.
Yeah. Cooper Kupp, 9 catches, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Still doing good things.
Jonathan Taylor, 145 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns.
Big game.
Leonard Fournette, 2 touchdowns.
Ooh, that's a bingo.
81 yards of rushing and 6 catches for 46.
That's for Jonathan Taylor.
TKL says he's a jerk. I mean, after that is not good. Not what you want. Mahomes' brother is TikTok famous, so he did a TikTok dance on the memorial. Like, why even do that? It's just a bad look all the way around.
And yeah.
Did you say it's Mahomes' brother or is it Juju's brother?
No. Juju dancing with one arm right now.
Adam Thielen.
A big
he's
day.
Back. 11
Trade him
catches.
away. Trade, sell high. Get rid of Thielen.
I think that's fair. Mahomes' brother. Yeah. But it was probably Juju's, right? Same guy.
Not the same.
Yeah. 11 for 126 and a touchdown for Thielen with a rush attempt for 2 yards, interestingly enough, which was probably the 2-point conversion they tried. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 4 catches, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I wouldn't rush out to pick him up.
What about Jalen Waddle? What are we doing Jalen Waddle? 13 targets, 10 catches, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I think if you got Waddle, you can play him, flex him, feel pretty decent about it.
I agree.
Tua liked him. They still have no... Oh, man, I forget his name. Will Fuller. I forget Will Fuller's name all the time because he's always injured.
He's broken finger. He's gone. Here's the
pulling a booger.
Here's the games with Waddle. 4 catches, a touchdown, and 61 yards. 6 catches, 48 yards. 12 catches, 58 yards. This is the second time Tua has targeted him 13 times in a game.
And here's the thing.
Which is wild.
The rookies, when they have a bit of a breakout and they were a highly drafted rookie that, the hype was real, you can buy into that because it's like, of course he's having good games. It's starting to happen.
Right. I wouldn't dare roster the brother of a jerk. Is Jefferson going to start having big games again? I think Jefferson's been fine.
Yeah. He's going to have other big games. I think Thielen, it was a Thielen week. Sometimes that happens when you've got a couple of decent wide receivers. You're going to get big touchdowns from Justin Jefferson because he's good at football.
Ace Saucy, guys, please help me quick. Should I do Josh Jacobs and Adam Thielen for Ridley?
So let's talk about Calvin Ridley a little bit. Coming off of a bye week, one nice thing if you buy Ridley is that his bye week is done. Another thing about Ridley, he hasn't really blown up yet. He's kind of been like a rich man's Allen Robinson, where I think he's been hurt by the offensive shift where they started to run the ball more, the emergence of Cordero Patterson. Cordero, he's a 30-year-old guy who had chances on other teams. He's been great this year, but can he keep that momentum? I think there are going to be games where Cordero's influence, people maybe start covering him a little more heavily. He fades away. Calvin hopefully starts to rise. Matt Ryan still has, enough juice to support a wide receiver. I think you can buy Calvin Ridley. That price.
Says he has Fournette at the flex, but who are your other options? Because you have bye weeks coming up over the next few weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel great about Ridley. I think if you can buy him for a cheap price.
I think Jacobs and Thielen trading him away is fine, but
Yeah,
I'd want
I'm not a
somebody
Jacobs
besides
guy.
Ridley.
I'm not a Thielen guy.
Being honest. Need the Waddle sound drop? Oh,
I think I would make that trade. I would make that trade.
I would hold.
The Waddle sound drop.
I'm a Josh Jacobs truther, though, so keep that in mind.
Nick loves Josh Jacobs, and he's the new biggest fan for Waddle.
Then he waddled away, waddle, till the very next day. Bum, 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 bum.
There it is. Really will get hurt like every year? Maybe.
I don't know. They're not using
Why
him
did he
enough
miss?
to hurt. There was it was a personal matter, so he didn't make the trip to London. I assume there was some kind of death in the family. I didn't hear that.
This is Josh Jacobs, truther, who traded him away. I traded him away for Dalvin Cook. All right. I feel like that's fair. In the same day I traded him away, I traded for him in another league. So a little bit of credit here.
Yeah, we only love the guys till we trade them away for somebody else.
Right. Capital murder. If I could get CMC and Higgins for Aaron Jones and Scary Terry, I should take it, right? No. I'd rather have Aaron Jones and Scary Terry over CMC.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. A healthy Aaron Jones right now is pretty valuable. Christian, Higgins, a little bit of a dip. Scary Terry.
I think
you're selling low on Terry
for sure.
If you could have another big game out of Terry, especially it'd be interesting if we get Fitzmagic back.
I agree. You could trade him on the Fitzmagic hype after getting him.
But Christian, again, it's going to be at least 3 weeks, and there's always the possibility that he could retweak that hamstring. That's a worry.
Correct. All right, back to the list here. Joe Mixon, 94 yards rushing, 5 catches, 59 yards, and a touchdown. Darrell Henderson, 78 yards rushing, a touchdown, 2 catches, and another touchdown receiving. Dalvin Cook, 140 yards rushing on 29 attempts, a rushing touchdown, and 2 catches for nothing. Darrell Williams, 2 touchdowns, 62 yards rushing, and 3 catches. I would get Jones and Terry. Then, yes, I would make that move. I would trade away CMC and Higgins for Aaron Jones and Scary Terry.
Yeah, I think that's a good move.
I'm making that deal.
Especially if you need to win now with Christian out.
Right. Najee Harris, 24 carries for 81 yards, 6 catches, 46 yards, and a touchdown. Marvin Jones, 7 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, good day for Marvin in London.
I saw people hyping up Kenyon Drake still. Kenyon Drake had 2 touchdowns, but he had 4 carries and 2 targets, which you'd need a lot more work because you're not going to get the touchdowns every week.
Maybe he earns a little bit more work with the positive performance, so maybe you could make that argument. But I agree with Nick. I think that usage, they have not looked like they want to give Kenyon a lot of work.
I'd be trading Kenyon Drake for Myles Gaskin if I could.
I don't like either of those guys. I don't want them.
Nope, but I'd rather have Gaskin. Noah Fant, 9 catches, 97 yards, and a touchdown.
All right, a little something from the Noah.
Yep. Was there news on him today?
Fantastic.
He was limited at practice. All right.
Trey Lance losing his starting spot to Jimmy G. They have said that's going to be the case. He did have a little knee sprain, so it'll depend on how that's going. I hope that Trey Lance comes back. I picked him up in spots. I'm holding on to him. I got him in a keeper league, so maybe even if it takes till the end of the year. All right. Jimmy's not going to win you a Super Bowl.
This might be inflammatory, but the 49ers are not going to win their division.
That's fair.
They're not going to make the playoffs.
They have a lot of issues.
Probably. And Jimmy Garoppolo sucks.
Riddled by injuries another year.
So just let
Brandon Ayuk is droppable if you need to drop. However, Brandon Ayuk is a guy that if you're just out there and you have a spot, I would pick him up and stash on your bench. I think the range of outcomes for Ayuk are from useless to league winner.
And right when you drop him is the week he'll get points.
So I would like to see more if I could, but I get if you've been holding him and he hasn't done anything.
Yep.
Here's the little note I'll give. I don't think he's in the doghouse. I think that was the narrative. It's like, oh, they just hate him and he's an awful player. I think that his usage in the last couple games has been a little bit more promising. It just hasn't gone his way. Debo's been big. Debo is the guy that gets hurt. If Debo gets hurt, Ayuk's value shoots up tremendously. So that's kind of my thoughts on Ayuk.
Let's see here. Antonio Brown, 9 catches, 93 yards, a touchdown. Cortland Sutton, 8 catches, 94 yards, and a touchdown. We mentioned it before. Jerry Jeudy's coming back soon, maybe this week. I'm still holding Cortland Sutton. I think he'll be fine, but Teddy Bridgewater needs to show us that he can support 2 wide receivers.
Fine, but he takes a bit of a hit.
Yep. Damian Harris, 101 yards rushing, a touchdown and a catch. 18 carries.
Good day for Damian.
Aaron Jones, 13 carries, 76 yards, 4 catches, and 34 yards receiving with a touchdown. Spees with 100 biddies. Thank you. Welcome in. Dig the stream, fellas. Thank you. If you haven't seen Spees' stream, I actually checked it out yesterday. Go check it out. Give him a follow.
So good. Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
Oh, yeah. Another Sports Accelerator Program E and very good streamer. So him and is it Benchmark is your co-host? I'm not sure which one is in here, but the two of them make a pretty good tandem.
Nice.
Kittle always hurt. Kittle is a league loser. Both.
If you trade for him right now and he comes back and he's good, no. There's a lot of those.
The value you'd have to spend on him is
with
too
the injuries.
much.
We get a lot of questions about the guys that are injured. Like, hey, do you trade for this guy? Is this going to be a good play? Is this going to be bad? If he comes back and he's healthy, great move. If he comes back and he's hurt again and he misses time, bad move. And it's really tough to make that call. I can give a little bit of insights into what I've heard about the injuries sometimes. Like Christian McCaffrey was my best injury call when he practiced, full not practice. I was like, they pushed him. He re-aggravated. He's going to miss 3 months. Like, try and trade him now.
3 months.
Or 3 weeks.
Oof.
Months. Oh, please no, Christian.
I stuttered. DeAndre Hopkins, 3 catches, 55 yards, 2 touchdowns. Alex Collins, 101 yards rushing and a touchdown. Khalil Herbert, 97 yards rushing and a touchdown.
My guy, but I sadly think that that's the only good week you're going to get out of
Tyreek Hill, 9 catches, 76 yards, a touchdown. James Robinson, 73 yards rushing, touchdown, 3 catches. And Mike Gesicki, 8 catches, 115 yards. Speezo, thank you very much again for the biddies. Thanks for the kind words. No problem. Your Spees, silky is the benchmark. He's a pro wrestler, hence the name. His voice is kind of silky too, but nice stream.
Double threat.
Oh yeah. No, it's an enjoyable stream. I actually watched one of your old streams for. I turned it on just thinking I was just going to check in, and I watched like 10 minutes of it.
All right.
And I'm like, okay.
And we've paid attention to a lot of the different streamers, and Nick, that's probably the highest praise I've heard him give any of the other ones we've seen.
It was solid. I saw Spees at a couple of the touchdowns just full animation and super hyped on, like calling it as it is, and it got me hyped. I was ready for it. I was excited.
It takes a lot to get Nick hyped. I gotta wake him up 2 or 3 times.
I wasn't ready for it. He was calling the game, and then it was just full excitement for the touchdown.
Maybe I gotta up my.
I only do that when I see an AJ Green touchdown.
Pounding energy drinks, yeah.
If you're thirsty, join us for an AJ Green drink.
Hey, to AJ.
Hey, I'll take it. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. Glad the game actually turned around a little bit. It was a little boring there for a while.
We've had a lot of these games where the end is compelling. So
98.5, the Sports Hub rate tonight. I don't think so. I think we're going to go with somebody that's still part of our program here. We'll find somebody. Actually, we're pretty much winding up. So if you have any last-minute questions, if you got any last-minute insights you'd like to share with us.
We're talking about Josh Allen, how I didn't need him to have a big game. He's got 26.46 points. My opponent, I have 198.54. He has 169.53. Nice. And hopefully I hold on for this one.
And my matchup is not in hand at all. He's got Stephon Diggs against my Derrick Henry, and A.J. Brown still has 0 points. So,
all right. Hauser hitting you with all the links. Check out the socials. Join us in the Discord. It'll be watching the end of the game, responding in the live chat section or live game chat.
Will I beat Marcy next week without starting a tight end since he is on bye?
No, probably not. Marcy is unbeatable.
Oh man, but that would be how you'd want to beat Marcy.
Yeah, maybe pick up a tight end. You need more tight end.
You don't have to. Who are you going to drop? I'm looking to trade. If you need to make a deal, I'm willing to acquire some depth.
Maybe you talk to Mets Rock. He's got 7 tight ends on his roster.
7?
Yep.
Still?
Too much.
That is way too much.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
The bench is all awesome, he says.
Yep, I get it. I feel that way all over the place.
Oh, my goodness. Let's go. When we do, send it over to Sinister tonight.
All right.
I feel like he's usually covering wrestling or something.
Thank you again for hanging out. We will be doing the co-stream during the Thursday night football game, and as always, doing the Fantasy Fix on Sunday. Sounds like a possibility to get featured on the front page again, so hoping to add new friends, meet new people, and spread the word of fantasy football.
Oh, Sinister looks like he's about to get up and leave, so we got to get in there before anybody shows up.
Let them know the Fantasy Football Addict sent you.
Yep, catch you guys on Discord and on
Job's
Thursday.
done.
Absolutely, Pocket. We'll see you there. If you guys want to hang out in the Discord, we're going to be there for the rest of the game, so we'll be chatting it up. Let me get the raid set up here. Stick around for the raid if you don't mind. Say hi to Sinister over here. He's got the game up, got the little stats up. Oh, he's walking away.
Oh, no.
He's walking away. Now I got to change it, right? I feel like I got to.
No.
I got to change it. All right. Should we send it over to... Actually, screw it. We'll send it here.
All right.
Anyway.
Just surprise.
It's a chair stream. Just when you write in there, just start saying chair stream.
Oh, yeah.
He'll appreciate it.
That's a nice chair. That is a fine, sturdy chair.
What a chair you got there.
All right.
All right.
Job.
Thanks, everybody.
Job's done.
And we will see you on the next one. Sending it over.